Grace and peace. I'm trying to I wish that we could have, it's out of hand right now, but I wish that we could have all just stuck with the information, stick with dealing with information and just attempting to get the truth. If we would have all just stuck with that, some of the things that's happening right now, I don't think we would of what occurred, and some other things. Let me turn this down. I'm gonna put something up here. I'm trying to look at something. I'm not gonna even play any TikToks. I'm minding my business. Let me see. I don't even see the comment section yet. Let me try to get this thing right. Um, I'm minding my business, getting ready for later on. Y'all know we dealing with we're dealing with I'm dealing with part two of pagan Christianity. And we're dealing with part two. So I'm getting ready. I'm in the Black Presence of the Bible. I'm getting some stuff together to lay it down and show them why the conscious community, why so many people are bringing charges against Christianity, saying this is pagan and attempting to show the origins of a lot of this stuff. In the midst of me doing that and running outside taking care of some stuff, my man hit me. I don't even want to start playing no Biggie right now. And my man hit me and said, "Yo, it's some bad stuff going on. Let's just put it that way." I'm not going to even appreciate that, brother. Matter of fact, I got to hit him. I don't even know he. I don't know if I'm not sure if he know that I hit the town. But I'm just gonna play this. I'm not gonna even talk too much. I'm gonna play it, and y'all just, in all fairness, being that we've been putting information out there. I think it's the only right thing to do in all fairness.
Match results and whatnot, to where they were only showing, like, they would show you like dual population results and only show you one side that said Lemba, wouldn't show you what else they connected to. They wouldn't show you their 20th. They came online about things. What are you talking about, fam? And when people tell you that they're lying, you don't want to believe it, fam. Like I can't defend women that defend weak men. I can't do it.
But you know what it is though. I hate to say this, but she lies too. Because when Shari's done, I'm gonna go right back to the original subject of Yeshub and you popping in the live and then leaving. I got more for that, but I'm gonna wait till Shari's done. But yeah, she's also in with the line. I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, man, it's weird. Like, you was all in my inbox on Clubhouse, giving me praise and saying, "Hey, come on my channel. You good with the DNA." Now it's your boys and your friends. Now you're like, nah, I can't get with that. Everything these dudes are saying is true because they my friends. I thought isn't the Bible against being impartial in judgment?
Yeah, right? What she say? Shari, Sean, Yeshua, all of them, they can all kick rocks. More.
And then you don't even know how to be mean. I would have told you kiss my ass. Kick rocks. What is this, kindergarten? Like, no, man.
Or shut up and sit down and don't jump in other people's business. How about that?
Exactly. That's why we even on Teo case. We were dealing with the Guerrilla Hebrew situation. They put themselves in that. Right?
No. That's y'all clout chasing. Y'all secretly, y'all knew that if you was gonna talk about Guerrilla Hebrew, it was gonna force Teo and them to have to come out and say something and address y'all and shoot it. Y'all manipulated the whole situation.
The crazy part about saying that we're clout chasing, if we really are clout chasing, then why are you talking about us? Ain't that gonna just get more attention?
Obviously, we struck a nerve because you on Berean channel talking about us. We not on Berean channel talking about your ass.
Facts. And if we're clout chasing, who invited who on whose channel? So Yeshub saying you were in his inbox inviting him to come on your show. Daggone well, you invited me to come on your show every time. Every time. Teo asked to come on my joint to talk about the DNA. Who's clout chasing? Who's tagging who in these posts, fam? We're responding to the posts that we're getting tagged in.
That's before That's before Tell exposed you as an agent, and the rest of us as well.
Hey, shout out to the CIA, the Catholic Israelite Alliance. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the CIA. Text you in the mail.
Abu, where's my money? Don't make me get after your ass.
Yo, Abu keeps sending me these rubber checks. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep bouncing the high heavy. You know what I'm saying? When one Casper, I got you. You know what I'm saying?
But you know they really don't think that we're clout chasing, because if they really did, they would just ignore us like we ignore people.
I'm gonna show receipts, man. What I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna disrespect you to the point where I put your number out there, because you did send me your number so we could link and do a live. Yeah, so right now I'm gonna blotch that. I'm gonna blotch that out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like your boys.
I'm threatening.
You know, that's just my way of saying.
Hey, yo, Covey, listen to what's coming up right here, and y'all tell me, y'all, because it's a community thing and the business is already out there. Tell me what your thoughts on what y'all gonna hear right here, and we'll take it from there. Fair use.
They hoes. I'm not like that. Let me do the black pen. And I'm just gonna blotch this part out, right? And then I'm just gonna show you guys that I didn't reach out to her. She reached out to me, and she said we were doing good work over here, man. What happened? What happened, Sister E? What happened to us doing good work?
It's all good when we're beating up the people they can't beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't beat up Garfield. They can't beat up other people. But when we slap them up, like, oh, yeah, good job. But when them same hands go your direction because you talking nonsense and don't want to be accountable, oh, no, y'all trying to stop the awakening, fam.
we trying to stop the awakening. They
Oh, the sister that asked, I'm sorry, that's Orthodox Moore that was talking. He just was talking again. You just asked about a minute earlier, a minute and a half or 90 seconds earlier. That was Orthodox Moore talking in the bottom and the left.
Said they gave Abu my credit. I was kind of jealous. They were saying Abu's destroying the community. Like, damn, all this work I'm putting in, y'all ain't gonna give me that credit.
Man, I was saying the same thing. Like, if Abu's the boogeyman, I'm worse, fam. What you talking about?
Oh yeah, you can share my screen real quick. My bad. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but about this clout chasing thing, I'm glad y'all brought it up. Headache. I'm glad y'all brought it up about the clout chasing.
Yeah. Let me share my screen real quick, and I'm gonna give it to you. I want to show everybody this message, because again, if we clout chasing, why were you looking for our help, offering us to be on your channel, telling us that our we're doing good works, right?
Yeah, she wanted to talk to me about DNA, about her haplogroup. Trying to diss haplogroup. Man. She wants to know about her L2.
Now, but after we talk about, your pastor, now you upset, man. Watch this. Hold on real quick. I'm trying to get it to share on the screen here. And I'm just going to give you the receipt. What they say right there, man? What they say? That is Sister E. Hold on, let me blow this up. Y'all gonna get this work, man. That's Sister E, right? That's her account on Clubhouse. She reached out to me, right? What did she say? She said, Shalom, got to get you on Berean so you can, I don't know what she was trying to say, viability. Gain viability, I guess that's what she was saying. They run to his show to come at us. I know you don't agree with him, Berean, but they have to look bad on their own playing field. Wait a minute, you trying to reach out to me to make Berean them look bad and UA and all these people look bad?
Wow.
But now it's a whole different ball game now, right? Oh, they just cloud chase. No, we actually care about the information, and we're vanguards of it. And we don't want to allow the BHI racist doctrine to persist. So we make videos challenging these ideologies. And your boys just got caught in the crossfire teaching that bullshit.
Read the whole thing, Yeshua.
It says, but they have to look bad on their own playing field. Call me and let's talk about starting on my channel. You are doing a great work on DNA. Keep up the work.
Oh, I thought DNA wasn't important. But we're doing great work on the DNA. Okay.
All right, now doing great work on the DNA. I don't know who the DNA experts are. I don't know who the DNA experts are.
This message, because again, if we clout chasing, why were you looking for our help, offering us to be on your channel, telling us that our we're doing good works, right?
Yeah, she wanted to talk to me about DNA, about her haplogroup. Trying to diss haplogroup.
Man.
She wants to know about her L2.
I know they lying on Sister E, because if she over there with them funny armor bearers with these funny dudes and they the experts, why she want to talk to these other dudes that don't know what they talking about? So I know they lying on her. Say you.
Now, but after we talk about your pastor, now you upset, man. Watch this. Hold on real quick. I'm trying to get it to share on the screen here. And I'm just gonna give you the receipt. What they say right there, man? What they say? That is Sister E. Hold on, let me blow this up. Y'all gonna get this work, man. That's Sister E, right? That's her account on Clubhouse. She reached out to me, right? What did she say? She said, Shalom, got to get you on Berean so you can, I don't know what she was trying to say, viability. Gain viability, I guess is what she was saying. They run to his show to come at us. I know you don't agree with him, Berean, but they have to look bad on their own playing field. Wait a minute, you trying to reach out to me to make Berean them look bad and UA and all these people look bad?
Wow.
But now it's a whole different ball game now, right? Oh, they just cloud chase. They just cloud. No, we actually care about the information and we're vanguards of it. And we don't want to allow the BHI racist doctrine to persist. So we make videos challenging these ideologies.
Wait a minute. What these? Because remember them the dudes that cuss and them the wild. What's the? I don't want to use that other word right now because it's good church folk. I can't. That's the problem. I can't talk around good church folk and I can't bang on this granite right here. So wait a minute. They want to stop the racists. They want to do what? Wow, this is crazy. So they're fighting to stop pseudo nonsense and racism and scholarship, trying to say them folk ain't chosen, we chose. Let me let this play because I don't know what's going on. I'm just here to let it play. In all fairness, I said I might as well. My man hit me like, you don't. This is what it is. You don't want to see it for what it is. This is what it is right here. Fair use.
And your boys just got caught in the crossfire teaching that bullshit.
Read the whole thing, Yeshua.
It says, but they have to look bad on their own playing field. Call me and let's talk about starting on my channel. You are doing a great work on DNA. Keep up the work.
Oh, I thought DNA wasn't important.
Wait, now that's good. Somebody said that was a year ago. If it was is that somebody said it was a year ago, maybe their stance have changed, their scholarship from them have fell off. I'm gonna let it keep playing. Just let it keep playing. I ain't got no minutes comment. I'm just showing y'all what I'm late for the lunchtime special. Like I said, I'm doing pagan Christianity. I'm dealing with the black presence and Kemet and blackness and the ritual. I'm on some other stuff and I get this text.
But we're doing great work on the DNA. Okay.
And I texted back September 19th, mission accomplished, when we beat up on remember we went on Berean channel and beat up on Kevin G and LeBron. Yeah, she said, thanks. Y'all dealt with Kevin. See, it was all cool. It was all peaches and cream, marshmallows and rainbows when we was kicking them niggas' ass. And even Ron Dalton, you was like, I don't have a message of that, but you were okay with us kicking Ron Dalton's ass. But when it came to Teo, we struck a fucking nerve, huh? And you want to get involved with it too?
I think I got screenshots of me and Sister E talking. Let me see if I can find some.
Now, Sister E, you know I love you. You hit my jack the other day. They talking greasy about me. I'm loading the joint up. I tell you, put me on the you know I feel some type of way. I said, yo, just do this for me, A, B, C, and D. I ain't say line them dudes. I said, put me on the jack with them dudes. I'm finna go down there and do what I do. Came uptown. I told y'all I packed the whole joint up. Before they got off the live, I said I'm an hour and 44 minutes GPSA away from the George Washington Bridge. I already said I'm in Crown Heights. I already said what to do. I'm gonna be in Crown Heights. I'm going to ADB. I'm gonna slide down there. I'm gonna hit you. Turn around. We uptown right now. I'm going live. I'm showing what's up. Came uptown, get the Holy Ghost. I'm telling y'all, it's going. This is not good for me. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. I had to break down and say the way it looks. Because the Christian Israelites, that's all this channel, we've been back and forth. Other people came on later on, non-campers and even campers came on. But it was always about Christian Israelites. Everybody, we always go back to that conference with them. And Mason was like, yo, them dudes came up here. They chopped up, they talked and everything. But he laid it down from the gate. I don't know what these dudes' doctrine is. Talking about Pastor Kelly and Pastor Brown. It was me, Sister E, Pastor Kelly, and Brown riding. She started talking. I got some brothers. I got some other brothers. She started mentioning these dudes' name on the Sundays. I don't know these dudes. But she said these are all Christian. They got channels and they teach this and that. So that's when the other dudes came on. These are all Christians. We all Christians, Brown. Now, the dude that was leading the movement, he, as far as dealing with helping the church with apologetics, he was like, man, I don't know their doctrine. They said he Christian Israelites. I don't know. The other brother said, yo, Mate said he gonna sit down and talk to me. And he already knew. I already knew, boy, ain't gonna be no sitting down, ain't gonna be no talking, because they don't know what's good with the doctrine. I said, yo, let them talk. No, hear him out. No problem. It started going left. I turns around. I dedicate my channel to it. All right, we're gonna let them talk. They don't want to let them talk. They don't want to acknowledge them. Then y'all remember later on, Terry and what's the name came on. I can talk about people. I'll explain about who I talk about and other dudes that I ain't mentioning. I wasn't mentioning these dudes' name. They go tagging me about 400 years and lying. Bro, this is going somewhere else. It's going somewhere else. Goofy gonna get on here talking about, well, you got it, boy. I've been putting it out. I've been up top. I've been putting that out. Almost every video I talk about that. I talk about that almost as much as a Christmas tree. Oh, I know you got a record. Oh, goofy stuff. The whole hood got felonies. So I know that's goofy. I'm going somewhere else. Let me stop that. Play with me. I done came down here. I told you, got that Holy Ghost. Play with me. I'm going to let the video play. This is not good. This ain't a good look right here. This is not a good look. If we would all stick with the information, we seeing the same thing with the pews and, oh, it's radio silence over there. And this one defended him. Why you say his name in the video? Hell, I say Sinetta. I say anybody. Ray Hagan. I say anybody name in the video. But we see she want to protect them dudes. We see she them peeps and they rocking out together. They ain't no problem. But now don't go behind my back like, oh, so you going to do, you going to me too? You going to throw me up? You going to line me up? When I said put these, I'm telling you right now, I feel some type of way. That's all I'm saying. I feel some type of way.
Yeah, man.
Before she quit.
They run around here talking about Christians. Foul. Look like the whole, and I'm just talking about, I'm only talking about Christian Israelites. Not Pastor Green and them. Shout out to the pastor. Shout out to the brother. I'm gonna try to call him, see him, chop it up with him later on. But I'm talking about those that have had channels. I encourage us to even start a channel. When I see it was going a little bit shaky, but I'm like, go ahead, that subject, something need to be touched to see, figure out where y'all at with y'all doctrine and everything. We see the pew thing coming up. They're coming from the Christian Israelites. That pew beef and the professor that come from Brown, that come from Kelly, that come from Cherry, that come from all of them over, all Christian Israelites with their own channel that's been over here. here. That's all I've been dealing with. Y'all gonna try what they gonna turn around and do? What they gonna turn around and say? Berean ain't got no 501. Be putting what you call us out there for donations. Man, listen, this whole thing here, and it seems like it's the same thing now with the pews. I mean, with the DNA with these dudes, all of a sudden it shut it down. All of a sudden, we ain't gonna support Berean. When the Christian Israelites was running a whole muck on this channel, and the urban apologists had people amping, people stereotyping, oh, that whole channel over there, urban apologetic channel, and Mike Holloway come on, then other elders said, oh, he'll let us get on. The other dude joking, oh, nobody can get on with Berean. He said, yo, he be putting the link out there, jump on, and more pastors and elders and Christians been coming on and questioning stuff. Now is why they bothering us. Don't say our name. Listen, y'all been saying it. Y'all been talking about the church. Y'all been talking about the church since YouTube came out. Y'all been blowing. So now mad Christians, mad elders coming through and questioning you. Now other people say, well, maybe the platform is fair. Maybe we could go over there and everybody could speak their mind. So now it's to flip out now that they can't just come and run amok, say what they want to say and not be challenged. Now, the mere fact that something being challenged, oh, they don't respect us over there. Oh, they want, listen, I feel some type of way right now. Fair use, but in all fairness, I got to put it out there. I'm not saying that just what it is. Y'all take it and y'all do what it is, especially those that have been following this whole thing down. I'm telling you, this is gang life. This is gang life. It ain't like I'm really want the truth. Let the chips fall where they may. It's hard to even find, even like, it's so crazy. I'm going to bring up that pastor with the sausages and then him getting caught with the Christmas tree. I'm going to talk about that later on. I want to keep this stuff separate. Let's deal with these lying devils right here and how they wicked and how they full of the devil and how they full of pseudo knowledge and how you got to lift up them other folk. And them dudes whole time Europeans, whole time white boys leading Israel now. Whole time Gentiles now. Because they DNA done been. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Oh, that's right. I'm on medication. I banged the table. I don't know what I'm talking about. I know manipulation. I know occult. I've been studying cults for years. This is what I do. I know that behavior when I see that behavior and don't want to have dialogue and then want to just, and add homonyms and all of that stuff. Man, deal with that information. Deal with that information. That's all I'm saying. So now you got to hold these dudes up like they gods. These gods can't be questioned. That's all right. They say you the godfather. They say she the godmother.
Quickly tried to delete it because I know she's watching them and Tail.
Yeah, they're gonna hurry up and delete everything now. All right, sorry. You said you had something to show.
Yeah, I want to show this picture because they're talking about clout chasing, right? If it'll come up.
It was all good about a week ago.
Facts.
Yeah, man, these dudes is fake, man. They just don't want you to attack the people that they look up to. That's all. You can't say shit about them, can't correct them, can't tell them, hey man, your doctrine's off, can't do nothing. You gotta sit there and just be like, yes, man. We not fucking yes, man.
Y'all got to excuse the language. I'm going to tell you right, I feel the same way. Y'all, what y'all do for y'all mores and how y'all hold y'all mores and y'all bishops up, I ain't think about none of them. I was one of them. That's how I stay reminded for, bro. I ain't in that. I ain't lifting up what y'all thinking it is. It ain't that. It ain't that. That's how come y'all confused with me, because it ain't that. Whole bunch of us in here want nothing but the truth, no matter where the chips fall. But y'all, a lot of y'all ain't like that. Y'all got to fly for your generals. Y'all gotta fly for Larry Hoover. Y'all ain't got no choice.
Teo was wrong. Teo sat there on that live with us, and I went over the footage again today and told us that scientists just assign letters. There's no method to it. They just assign letters until they run out and say, okay, we ran out of mutations for E. Now we're going to progress to F. There is no paper that says that. Haplogroup E does not progress into haplogroup F. That is a lie.
Show the paper if you're going to make that claim.
So
what y'all got to do. You got to start pressing a TOTW to show the papers.
Why they keep asking? So my question to you, brother, do any of you identify as Israelites? Let me answer you like this. We don't identify ourselves as Israelites the way they do. All right?
And it seems crazy, but it seems like that's what people are all got to identify with Israel. Got to identify with Israel to the place that you'll lie, You lie on scholarship. You lie on pews. You'll make up. You'll do anything. I don't want to use foul language. You'll do anything to be Israel. Anything. My God in heaven. Yo, this is real out here. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad everybody in Israel ain't like that, because as time went on, I have to have some people like, yo, even the elders like, yo, I believe this by faith. Even that dude Gideon I got, because I heard something on Garfield show and I was mad. I was like, yo, this Sinetta, yo, this dude told me he believed it by faith. He not really even sure, and I went out. But in old actuality, they have to talk about the elders and the rest of them. He's like, man, a lot of this stuff is about just believing about faith. We could say we follow this group and we believe this and we believe that, but we ain't standing. Oh man, it's so crazy. I had to come back in public, yo, tell that dude Gideon I said sorry. I wiped out. I got ahead of myself. My pastor is Israel. He said, yo, this is what it is. This is the facts. And I'm riding with him. I know his lifestyle. I know he been doing this. He ain't heard about a whole bunch of this garbage till he came up on the internet. A lot of this is make-believe garbage. Oh, you trying to stop the shut up. Y'all don't want no truth. Y'all want a movement. Y'all want black power, and it's okay. And it's okay. But listen, y'all ain't gonna superpose the truth of that book. Y'all not finna do, y'all ain't gonna do that on my watch. This where we part companies. This where we part companies. When you start getting leaders of the movement above the gospel message of Jesus Christ, this where we part companies. When you start making up stuff and lying and then get mad when people peeping the lie, this where we part companies. Plain and simple, fair use. Hey, yo, is there any more else? I don't even want to play this whole thing. I ain't going to be on there because I'm going back to reading my book and being in peace, relaxing, trying to get my mind right and not even move crazy. I'm in the place right now. I'm at a fork in the road right now. I come down here to move crazy. Terry, let my children and them drop some videos and drop some clips and say whatever they want to say. But yo, still in the midst of all of this, in the midst of all of this talking, Berean admitted he was wrong. But Berean said that because I know how you know how people do. People are people. It ain't Christian, ain't Israel, ain't apologists, it ain't camping. Just people are people, and people tend to twist some stuff, and some folk would take some stuff and get the twist in it. And all of this stuff, I don't regret nothing. We let them talk. We let them talk, and a lot has come out in this time. Mad people from that other side even said, yo, we all met on Berean. Oh, I done helped this movement. Now we got to make sure that we're seeing the founders, the leaders, the forerunners in the movement for who they are. Not saying everybody bad, not saying everybody going to hell. I ain't saying who's saved and all of that, but we got to listen, truth is truth. I don't care who it's coming from. I don't play with you folk about that. I lift up no man. But I see how y'all doing. And I know people flip out 1 minute. Jake's running around preaching. Dawad, you lose. He built the crib with the 3-point, whatever he spent for that crib down there. He built the crib off a Sunday school book. He flipped it into a conference. That's how my other people in them got on. Now they down there with the coop and all of that stuff. They got the keys to the city. Done locked the whole Atlanta down with that woman Dawad loose. His wife see my other people in them down there. Yo, who that lady right there? Invite her. Next thing you know, the whole clique, shout out to New Greater Bethel, the whole Bethel clicking down there. Because Bynum touching that microphone, tearing it down. Man, listen, y'all don't press me with none of them folk. Y'all don't press me with none of that stuff. Y'all run around behind these leaders, man. I'm following Christ. Christ in the truth. I can say it's garbage over there. I done seen garbage. Call this garbage out for what it is. Nah, you Negroes start a movement. Y'all gonna do it. Same thing Clarence 13X did. Y'all know when same thing with the moral science temple. I tell you, this ain't nothing. What y'all doing ain't nothing new. Making up stuff. It's myth, it's law in Masonic legend. I've been studying this. It's okay, I understand. I tell them, yo, just tell me ain't no scholar and this is the Fugazi. Tell me what it is. That's all. Cause I call it, yo, what's up with this? What's up with this Professor Katz? Yeah, I'm having a flashback about cats because it's the same people right now looking funny, some type funny right now with DNA, some type funny moving behind the scene, the back door, some stuff. That's what it looks like. I know it ain't that because it came from them holy guys. I know them. They don't lie. I know that. I know. No man lie. Forget what the Bible say. The heart is deceitful. No, they don't lie. Everybody else lie, but they don't lie. Fair use. I'm good. If there ain't no more, matter of fact, if there ain't no more, unless let me hit my man. If you got some timestamps about this video, let me know. I'll play it. If not, I'm jumping off. And the dude talking about 5 hours. Boy, folk ain't finna be on here talking about this. This ain't lifting up Christ. This ain't building up, edifying the body. This ain't bringing truth to us. This is nothing but garbage and gossip. But we got to put it out. We just got to show, people could be behind the scenes, so and such of a dude, some Barino behind the scenes doing this and that. Listen, we'll let it out. Put it all out. Put it all out. Now put it out. Then they end up seeing what it was. Oh, that's how. Oh, y'all got Israelites. There's 12. That's pulling up people information. Oh, you feel this way about, faithful to, okay. And everybody's seen everything. This is what it is. This is what it is. Let's just deal with what it is. This is what it is. And that's what, man, dudes, y'all better stay in them books. Y'all better stay in them books. And them folk, you better leave them folk alone. You better leave them folk alone. I'm gonna just put it out there like that. A lot of y'all dudes, you talking that stuff. You a good church. You a good dude. You a good dude. Y'all good regular dudes. Like the pastor said, yo, we squares. Y'all nerds. Just read that book and be a square. Be a nerd. Don't get out here and talk. Don't get out here and do that other stuff. That stuff you ain't been involved in. That stuff you ain't really about. Because you're gonna make it go somewhere it don't need to go. And we just talking Jesus talk. Remember, y'all, I ain't no elder, I ain't no pastor. I tell y'all, I got some elders. Y'all gonna respect them elders. I done told y'all that, and that's what it is. Don't never think. I don't even want y'all thinking for 1 minute I'm no elder, nothing. I told y'all, in case y'all hear, don't march from me. In case y'all hear some bad behavior with me at 12, don't march from me. I tell you, I comes out with it. Oh, y'all want some lies. They like fervent charity. These folk like lies. Is there any more that need to be played? A man hit me and said, go to this minute mark. I looked at it. I said, I don't know. I'll bring it out there. That's what it is to the people. Power to the people. Whatever y'all think. If y'all want to share something, if y'all do anybody have any thoughts on what they heard so far? Could it be? What are your thoughts on what it could be? What are your thoughts on what we know? They're the bad guys. They're the devil. They're lying right now on God's true holy people. They come to break up the community. We always been having beef trying to bring certain people together. You already know the camps in them want, and we've been back and forth. And I told y'all before, all eyes were on the Christian Israelites, especially in light of this, in light of all this broad brushing, in light of this Christian, in light of this blitz in front of these churches, and everything is on the So whatever y'all think it is, there's a lot of, in the midst of this, there's a lot of people really seeking, building relationships. A lot of people came here. They happy the fact that we can meet each other. We can talk. We got a little community. We get wrecked. I can't lie. Comment section ignorant. A lot of people don't even want to come based on the comment section. But I do have a genuine love for mad people in here. And I believe they have it for me. So however y'all think, we should move forward with this. Whatever y'all, matter of fact, let me put the link out there. Whatever y'all think, I can't even, to be honest, and please don't come on here. Please don't come on here. Please don't come on here talking, because I done heard it all. My man and them hit me. Oh, that's your girl. Okay, nobody say nothing bad. I'm gonna be quiet, and then I got my mods and I got other people. It's just beef. It's just beef. Other people in the them niggas is throwing shots at you, screws the language. They're throwing shots at you. She rocking out with them, and if she telling them straight up, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna want to do, and I'm gonna still be back on this platform. And can't none of y'all do nothing. So I done heard. Trust me, my jack done been burning. My jack been burning. Here, let me put this out in case anybody want to jump. Don't come on. Just share your thoughts if you want to. If you don't want to, I'm getting off here. I ain't like I ain't trying to turn this into no 5, 8, 10 hour live. If we ain't talking about the history, if we ain't talking about people, if we ain't lifting up Christ and edifying the people and saying how we could come together under the banner of Christ. Not any other banner. Underneath the banner of Christ. If it ain't about that, who's finna go on for 5 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours? Not talking about Goofy and them. Not talking about them them dudes is regular. Them dudes is regular. Not talking about them. I ain't gonna do it. But if y'all want to jump on and share something, y'all can jump on and share something. If there's some more to play, I ain't even listening no more in the video. I don't even know what to say, y'all. I don't even know what to say. Fair you.
Because their whole idea of Israel is an all black thing, only descendants of slaves are Israelites, which makes no damn sense. Thank you, high be praised. Alphabetic genetics. Oh yeah, A, B, C, D. No, that's not how haplogroups work. Stop it. When I had that conversation with you guys in 2020, I knew then you niggas didn't know what the hell y'all was talking about. I knew then. I guess this means Israel's in Uganda, Avery.
Why did the 1948 people want Uganda for Israel? Bro, what is that supposed to prove? Explain your case. Like,
I
what's
guess
that
that
supposed to prove?
since they wanted Uganda for Israel, that means that's where the actual ancestral Israel is located. I guess that's what this brother is.
Bro,
This might be a tail page, man. Right? Niggas be like, E is overpopulated. Time to make F. Oh man, these dudes are silly, bro. Let me see what else. Payday is tomorrow. Hey, my brother. Hey, payday tomorrow, man. Abu. They said you orchestrating everything. They said you orchestrating everything, bro. So they put that on you, brother.
I know one thing. I lost a few checks, so I need that.
I'm gonna show you guys because maybe all you guys are not aware of this. Let me go to Shari's page.
Hey, yo, wait a minute. I know that ain't Rob Moses. I know that ain't Rob Moses. I know that ain't Rob Moses right there. And that old funny, yo, hey, let me tell you something, Angel Man. Let me tell you something, Angel Man. The reason I'm not playing no games with you, I told you already, nobody racist or anything. I think you're one of them. I think you do, all right. I think you're one of them and you mocking Sister E and them. That's what I really think, Angel Man. So run over there, run to them goofy, run to them other folk talking about ain't no Christian. They ain't treating me. We've been telling you to cam up. That's all we saying. We got white people we rock with. It ain't nothing wrong with that, but I think you're light skinned and you're lying and you want to mock them. That's what I think you're doing. But I shouldn't. I still should. Thank you so much in the super chat, brother. I think I should. We do need. I know. I'm not the best behaved person. What that girl said in that other, I cuss sometimes. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better. Sometimes I have bad behavior. Sometimes I have outbursts. I didn't know it was that many. I tell you, my man was like, bro. He said the end of the year, if you could go for the end of the year without having a blow, I can't even tell y'all. I can't even tell y'all because it's part of the bet. It's part of the promise. Let's put it that way. You can't say that word in front of Detroit. But they betting. We crazy with it, y'all. We just crazy with it. Is there any more? I'm trying to hit people. Is there any more to play? Is there any more to play on this video? Because I didn't even really watch. Is there anything else? Or the main thing was just to show that because people believe that she was in cahoots with other people, and just because touched a nerve with her and she and her arm bearers or whatever over there, that it went sideways. I think that's the main reason that this thing was set, to show that maybe she was in support of some of these guys until they started talking about her past or whatever, I'll play some more. Play a little bit more. If not, we can move on. You already heard it. You already seen it. This is what it is, and just like I said, I just want to put it out there for the community. Ain't no love lost. I mean, I know y'all may say it may sound crazy to y'all, but I've let people on the platform before. People wild out, say whatever. It's like I'm not really on it like that. I'm beefing with you. We've been plenty of people. We done beefed in here, and then we turn around and we back at it again. Just like Cousins and them, just like the block in them. It's just like it is. This is just what it is. We're a community. I don't know what to say. Can you have more discussions on the question Garfield asked? Yeah. Well, put it in there exactly. No matter of fact, I got to hit Garfield. Can you put the question in there exactly? I know someone said definitely, Berean, we want to, we met someone that you teaching. You do some teaching. It's okay to put the link out there. So we're probably, the way we do it, we'll try to switch it up like that a little bit. But we definitely want to be, I don't care what nobody say. There's a lot of people that do know, listen, we get a lot of information from over here. We want to share some stuff. We want to hear some different people ideas. Some people I'm just not going to click with. It's not because of their doctrine, because we'll have other people in here that Judaize or whatever people want to say, but their attitude is different, so we can click more. So we know when Further and Charity come. We know when Plumber come. We know when Brown come. We know when Dunamis come. We know when certain people come to the microphone. We already know what it is. Y'all know Absolute Virgin, when Elder. Y'all already know when Ambassador get on here. Y'all already know what it's going to be. Y'all already know Elder Joe going to come. He going to talk slow and take you slow through that whole text. Y'all already know we're gonna be on here for 15 minutes. All right, before we move on to the next part. Y'all, we know everything. We already know each other. It's different. We work with each other, we deal with each other, we already know each other. Thank you, Red Letter. He said, man, killed the distraction, brother. Keep doing what you do. I've learned so much. I've learned a lot being around this channel. Thank you for the last 4.5 years. Blessing to you. Thank you so much, brother. We really appreciate you and the support. Anybody else? Let me see. I just missed one other one. All right, let it play some more. I don't think he asked him. All right, wait a minute. Let's see what Sister said. He asked them if, according to that hypothesis, that position that Israel is mixed to include J and T, why wouldn't R be included too? That's a good. All right, I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna text. I'm let me see if Garfield. Let me see if Garfield around. That's a good point. Now, somebody asked me about Parfit too, which something that was said from a video this morning or last night. I don't know. They talking about these dudes live and they talk about. I'm like, man, listen, get to the facts. That name calling gonna get somebody killed. That name calling gonna turn that thing into gunplay. That's not what believers should be involved in. I don't think some people know how serious that stuff can get. It's street folk. It's folk talking about, oh, I'll try not to let my other side stay out. My other side, stay out. I'm not going to lie. There's certain behavior that people say, like that smart Christian channel dude, he said, well, do you think, that's a whole nother thing. His video the other day talking about, man, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to tell y'all there's some behavior. There's some behavior that I have that some church people may not say is good Christian behavior, but I don't think nothing's wrong with it. Now, y'all pray my strength in the Lord. Let me play this video whilst I try to hit Garfield and see about that R and see about that DNA thing that the sister asked.
By the way, I found my messages
I just wanted to say that with the cloud chasing thing, that it's funny how they say that we cloud chasing, but when I go to my analytics on my YouTube, and I look at the content and the traffic sources, the top number 1 is Dante Fortson. Number 2 is my channel itself, and number 3, I believe, is Orthodox More, and then Lion Farm is like the last one, or vice.
Y'all know who that is? Sometimes I be letting these videos play. I be thinking people automatically know that I know somebody will ask the question. Do y'all know who's talking right there? Y'all know who that young lady is that's speaking right there? Type of 1. If you don't, type of 2. There you go.
Vice versa. So Sister E, boring channel, it ain't in my traffic sources. Tell You Ministries, okay, the cult, not in my traffic sources. Who am I clout chasing? What do I want from you besides brainwashed material? Nothing.
Yeah. What do we gain by clout chasing tail? Nothing. Like, you guys are going around teaching that Jacob went back to 300 BC, man. Y'all made up this dude named Katz, or reinforced that he existed. Like, come on, bro. Everything about y'all is pseudo as hell. And then, sister, you on that, they never lied. What did they lie about? Like, you willfully ignorant. You willfully ignorant. Watch this. Hold on. Let me share my
fall
screen.
just like them, you know.
My camera not open. Oh, that's you on the video.
So there are increased possibilities of similar sequences because of the way they collect the data. Similar sequences
Watch this, y'all.
are not a bad thing. I don't understand this point right here, because you get a similar sequence. That's how one shares a common ancestor. For instance, if I have a group of individuals that all have EU 290.
Hold on for a second. I just hit Garfield. He said I'm trying to get him to jump on so we can ask that question. Faithful sister Yah, you're Israel, right? And we just want to make sure we get this down for the record. A lot of people get offended. I don't know these guys. I don't know what these guys' doctrines are with Christ, but they come on. Okay, give me 5. All right, he's doing 5 whole minutes. 5 minutes is a long time in YouTube time. He said, so he's gonna jump on. So she's Israel and she's asking for this because a lot of people want to get offended, and all of a sudden nobody Garfield can't tell you it's raining outside because he's not a believer. I look at it different. You know what I'm saying? People got interest in different things. God can use, listen, you can say what you want. God can use unsaved people. Oh, y'all don't like to hear that, especially when they're speaking against what you believe. But if somebody's unsaved and they speaking for what you believe, oh, have them on. We got to be consistent. That's why I'm doing this thing with pagan Christianity. We got to make sure that we're consistent with our arguments. We're consistent with certain things, because I'm seeing a lot of there's some inconsistencies here with the pagan police. We just got to make sure we're right and exact. So before anybody go twisting anything up, and he went and brought Garfield and tried to stop the awakening, a sister in Israel that's a part of the community that we respect ask a question, and it's a fair question, dealing with DNA, dealing with these guys and stuff, and they know Garfield was dealing with it and some opposing views. She asked the question to bring it up. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that's me personally. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. If y'all do, I don't know, y'all can just type it in the comment section. I'll put the link out there if y'all want to jump on. Garfield going to jump on in, matter of fact, let me pin it to the top. Garfield said he's going to jump on in a couple of minutes. Oh no, he typing. What are you going to say right now? Let me let this play. There you go.
Somewhere in the past, they descend from a male that had EU290 and dispersed it into population to them. Just like Avery just told you guys, the only way you can get these haplogroups is through the Y chromosome, right? How do you get a Y chromosome? From a man, from your father. He got it from his father, and he got it from his father into perpetuity. So if you have this, you come from a line of males that had it as well. This is why it's a patrilineal or patrilineal descent. So when we get to the biblical argument and say who's Jacob, we should be looking for a marker to identify that. If you're not dealing with that, you're not dealing with science, and you're not dealing with the Bible, because the Bible clearly states that the people that descend from Jacob. So if we're looking for Jacob's descendants, you need a Y chromosome. There's no way around it. Okay, go to the next one. Number 5. And Avery and Sean, just interject whenever you guys say something.
Possibility because of the false positive. We labor the point and repeat myself. If you want to go.
Right here, number 5 says they seem to have an issue with the date ranges of SNPs. Again, this is another.
Faithful sister, and y'all, you want to jump on? Do me a favor, just retype your question again. I want to put it on the screen so Garfield could see it. Hold on a minute, Garfield. Listen. Tell me what y'all think about this right here. Up next said division over a religion and science that are not ours. The scripture are ours, and we're given only to us by the Most High, and we're not relying on that. No wonder we're still in exile. I want to know what y'all think about that. I want to know what y'all think about that comment right there. Faithful sister, y'all put your comment up, and I'm going to leave it up on the screen so Garfield can address it. And if anybody got anything else, I want to see them up next. I want to see who respond to that, and I want to see these responses, because the responses tell a lot. Them responses tell a lot. Did she type it in there? Hold on, let me go back and try to find it. Come on, Garfield, come to the microphone. I think it was something about Y and about that K. In light of all of this recent stuff that came out with these guys, man, and this DNA, sister, faithful sister, and y'all had, yes, Berean. Where's the link? Okay, I'll put it out right now. Hold on, Garfield. Girl, you got your computer. You setting up?
Yeah, I'm ready. Whenever you are,
yeah,
I'm ready.
Yeah, because she wanted
peace and love to everybody. By the way,
she wasn't smart, but you had your computer on for her. She coming on to ask some questions. I just put the link right back out there. Good to see you, Rob Moses. Hope you still look like you still a hater. Good to see you still hating. Your husband, brother. I haven't heard from you in a long time. I was like, oh man, I hope everything okay. Unless you've been using your other name. What's good with you, though, Garfield? What you got going on? What's going on? We know who you hating on. What level of hate you been dealing with now?
Actually, it's beautiful. You have the you talk about the Yap Gang and them. They've been on my show a couple of days in a row.
Okay.
And all that stuff. Yeah, they were on my show the whole Saturday, I think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday last week. I mean, they were on the show.
Okay. What they touch on? Hey, yo, Brown, what's the other brother you said, yo, that's Garfield, man. We was in the back chat talking this morning. What was that other brother name? You said Garfield know him. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look at this thing. Let's more this play. Give me a second. I'm going to step away for a second.
All right.
Strong man around there. I've done a video on Genesis 49. It's called Divergence Dating. I give sources and information against divergence dating. So it's based off of a random variable, which is mutations. Mutations are random. You can't clock a mutation. So since the variable is random, then the outcome is always going to be random. So no, you cannot precisely date when DNAs arose or diverged from the main branch. That's all that is. So there's no disagreement there. But again, how does this help the argument against using Y-DNA?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the one muted. I'm saying, come on, Sister Faithful. Come to the microphone, Faithful Sister, and y'all come, and so we can see what your audio sounded like.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You sound great. Okay, you got the floor. This your man right here, Ngozi, Garfield. I think that's who he's talking about. All right, we'll bring him up later. Just remember that name for me, y'all.
Yeah, Ngozi. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just remember that. Oh yeah, Garfield. You know I done hit the town, right? You know I'm back down here. I forgot to even tell you that.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Listen, so I'm gonna mute myself, but I can hear y'all, Sister Faithful Sister. Y'all go ahead. You got the floor.
Yeah. All right. So shalom. Yeah, I want Garfield. I want the question answered as to or explanation in more detail as to the question that Garfield asked. I didn't watch the whole show because I don't watch Yap Gang. I just seen it when they were talking about it on Sister E's about their hypothesis and how Israelites are a mixture of, I believe it was J and T or whatever else it was. And then he asked, if that's the case, then how come Gorilla Hebrew or whatever it is can't be included in whatever the explanation that the Yap Gang leader Yeshua gave. I would like for it to be elaborated on and for us, more understanding to be made. And I want to address Sherry, and I do have to clock in. I got to go to work at 1. Sherry's in the chat talking about I was with Yap Gang before this and that, and I know all about. No, I wasn't in no gang for one. I was over there listening to them. We were on Clubhouse and stuff like that, but this was before all this fallout, and I lost my son, and I haven't been back over there since. So that's what it was. That was number one that I stopped going over there in Wamor and Abu. So don't do me. She's talking about she know Berean. Don't do that. Don't play with. I have no reason to lie. This is not a game for me. So, but really, my whole point is I would like for Garfield to elaborate on that, or Yeshua and them, the Yap Gang in the comments to explain that. If Israelites are a mixture of J and T, then how come G or R or any other DNA, any other mixtures can be Israelites as well? And that's all I got to say. I got to clock in, so I'll be listening in.
Hey, that's what's up. Right. Hey, peace and love to you, by the way, sis. That's a very good question. All right. What happened is, what Yashub and the Yap Gang has is a hypothesis. When he came on my channel, the video that he played with Sista E and all of them playing, the Tio twins was on my show, and they have a hypothesis saying that Noah goes back to around 100,000 years ago. Now, this is not orthodox what a regular Israelite would do. They're basically using science and say that we have to apply the science to our belief for it to basically make sense. So they created a hypothesis. And if you listen to what they're saying Noah would be A. If I'm incorrect, I'm sure Sister Shani will correct me because she's a part of the whole crew. They're basically saying that A, which is the first letter of the alphabet, which is the oldest strain of a genetic marker that we have, goes back to Africans, right? A is like my brother 93. He has A couple of brothers, Perry family, they have A00. So A is the oldest marker in the world. All right. Yeah. And by the way, too, sorry for your loss, sister. People might have glossed over what you just said. You said you lost your son. I apologize for you even to come on and ask this question in the time of when you're going through that, by the way, too. But this is something that we could have dealt with anytime. And of course, if you need anything, sister, my email is askbrothergarfield@gmail.com. That's beyond our belief. We are the same people. We're one. We're family. So at the end of the day, we're here to help our people. That's what's first. All right. So shout out to you, sister, and don't go back and forth. If there's a disagreement, do it behind the scenes. We hate to see these things back and forth. That's why I took the video down too, that I played with the IUIC and the fighting and all that stuff, because sometimes we got to think about the people instead of views, you know. But anyway, with the A, they say the A is first, and A goes back to 100,000 years ago. Now you got to grasp yourself around that, because if you believe in the young Earth creation, you're saying the Earth is basically 6,000 to probably 10,000 years old. So when they're saying about 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, they're going beyond the scope of what you have as a belief. So you got to make up your mind at this point. Do I want to rock with the science, or are you going to rock with your belief? Because some of the things they're saying is outside the scope of belief. But I do think the brothers mean well in what they're trying to accomplish. But although I don't agree with their hypothesis, I will say that I am glad that they are embracing science. So when they say A is the first marker, that's the first marker that goes back. That's Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth would also have A. That's according to what, when I asked him on my channel, he said that they would also have A. Now, they're basically saying E marker was in the Levant around the time of when the Natufians were, right? The E marker was there. The E1B1 and I think E1B1B. All right. Now, most African Americans and people in the Caribbean, or people from West and Central Africa, have E1B1A. All right. Now, I'm not familiar with how they get to West Africa, or what mutated at what time, or what random or whatever. But we do have the Ibero-Masurian DNA markers, which goes back further than the Natufians, and it does have, I think it does have some sort of sub-Saharan E attached to it, right? Which is a very good argument Ngozi made. What I'm going to say is the reason why R, when you look at the R tree, it goes back originally to Central Asia. But the marker that people have that's R, that's African American, usually come from directly from a connection with a European. There is RV88, the R marker that's V88 in northern Cameroon, but those people originate from Europe. So if you have the R marker, like the gentleman that owns AfricanAncestry.com, Dr. Rick Kittles, is R. His Y paternal marker goes back to Europe.
That's the white guy that was on your show?
No, the black guy, Rick Kittles, that owned AfricanAncestry.com. He owns.
Okay, that name. All right, go on. I know that name.
His assistant, Gina Page, his assistant came on my show that owns the
business. Okay, all right.
But he's dark like you. He's dark like you, Brother Barine. And he says, listen, my ancestry goes back to Europe. All it means, Brother Barine, is when we were captured as slaves and we came over, white men slept with black women and produced children who produce us. That's when you have the R marker.
Okay, all right, that's a little different. That's more way more recent then. Okay.
Right. So now with the brother Gorilla Hebrew, I'm not familiar. He's RM173. And with the T and all that stuff, I'm not too familiar with T and what it has to do with the Levant region and with the G and all that stuff. But the reason why that's their hypothesis. And what happened is Israelite believers are going by their belief first. So they're not receptive, right? So they're not receptive to what Brother Jashu might be saying. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're leaning more towards science and
right. But I must agree with them. They are totally against the camps like the One West who teaches like the race first type of theology. They are totally against that, the blackness and whiteness. And if you listen to
all that garbage, that's garbage.
Remember this. We had a debate 2 years ago about the Ashkenazi being Jews, and Yashub totally disagreed. Right? He claimed he won the debate. The people who support me say I beat him up. So whoever you want to say want to debate. But the truth is, he was totally against Ashkenazis being Israelites. Now he teaches that these people, Ashkenazi and different folks, could be because of the markers. Ashkenazis have E1B1B, and they have the J marker. In science, the consensus of the scientists say that the J marker is what most people who are Jews or Israelites who connect to a community in the past have the J marker. Now there's a I would love to ask Jashub this. There's a town called Djerba. I don't know if you ever heard of this before, Bereen. I don't think anybody has heard of Djerba.
No.
Djerba is an island off of Tunisia. Tunisia is where a lot of Jews went. They went to modern day Morocco, they went to modern day Libya, they went to Tunisia, and they also went to Algeria. That's where Jews would live who come to North Africa. So now, while they were in fighting with the Romans, they went to Djerba. Do you know that they tested the Jews in Djerba, and they said maybe they are mixed with the Phoenicians and the Carthaginians, bro? Do you know that those people, when they tested them, they were all 100% J? And they said they had this from leaving during the time of Nebuchadnezzar. So if they have the J marker, which I know Jashub hasn't looked into it yet. Listen to me carefully. Jashub, this is a question I have for him. What about those people who were Judeans or from the actual place called Judea and were Israelites who ran off and ended up in Tunisia, who ended up in Djerba and continued to stay there for the past 2,100 years? Those people are, let me tell you something, that study right there, I'm telling you, it's going to wake up, because then Ngozi said, Garfield, I got to get back to you. And he's a specialist too. So I would love to see Jashub talk about the Djerba people and Ngozi, and so we could have a conclusion, because if they only have the J marker, it's saying that they have recent ancestry that connect them to Israel, but southern Israel. The J marker. Now what Jashub is saying is that the E marker, the J marker, and I think possibly the T marker is a signifying of some sort of ancient Near East or Middle East, for lack of a better term, Middle Eastern ancestry around that time. The problem that we have, when they have found bodies where they could get, when they have found bodies in the Levant between the 3700 BC, right? Which is 3700 BC, which is 5700 years ago, and 600 BC, they only found primarily J markers. That's not
a good look. That's not a good look for these doctrines.
That doesn't mean E markers are not there. All right. Now, when you study what Jashub is saying, he's saying that there's some people with some blue eyes that came in from the Zagros Mountains. This is what science teaches. And they came into the Levant region and pretty much pushed the people with E out. That's one of the theories. But the truth of the matter is, if you think about 3700 BC and 600 BC, that's a wide range to only pretty much have the J markers. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that's telling me what the people had, because they say modern day Arabs and Jews in Israel have 50% of the DNA that those people in the past had, showing a direct connection. So for those who say the people in Israel are fake, the science don't say it.
That's beef. That's beef.
So I don't think they want Jashub to come on here, because he's going to repeat.
That's beef right there. They're going to say it's fake because of their interpretation of the Bible. They ain't supposed to be. No, we can't. We're serving charity at right now. We got to figure this one out right here.
Hey, I'm gonna tell everybody this, man. I mean, I'm on Facebook. I mean, there's a debate this Saturday with Pastor Bennett. Is Christianity the white man's religion? I think it's on pay-per-view.
Clubhouse, you mean, right?
No, it's gonna be on pay-per-view. Yeah, but Jashub's hypothesis, let me just say this openly. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. And one of the reasons why I don't agree with it is there's no pure Jewish culture that only have one marker, except for the Djerba people, which I found out recently, this last week. Now, they always have an admixture of the autosomal, and people need to understand Y DNA, mtDNA, mitochondrial DNA, and autosomal DNA. The best test to take is 23andMe, because 23andMe gives you all three. They give you your Y marker, your male marker, which is the Y marker, your female marker, and your autosomal marker. Your autosomal tells you whoever you're mixed with, Barine. So if you're mixed with North African genetics, if you're mixed with Sephardic Jews, if you're mixed with Angolians, if you're mixed with whoever, wherever the markers pick up that you have, that signal, they're going to report it up to 100%. Like I have Ashkenazi Jew, I have 81% Western Central African. As a matter of fact, let me bring up my DNA and show the people live. Let me show it live. So
all right. Yeah, do that. Whilst you're doing that, I'm gonna step away for 1 second.
Yeah. Let me hold on. Let me log in real quick, and then you could just share my screen. I'm gonna show everybody my DNA and why it's important.
And you do the 20 and you.
Hold up. One important thing I gotta say is there is a study of the sickle cell trait that says that the E1B1A, whoever is the first person to have that sickle cell, is somebody who had E1B1A dash, I think 745, right? Now, if that is true, they said they dated between 7,300 years ago and 22,000 years ago. They were in Western Central Africa. If that is true,
okay.
If that is true, and the science is correct, then I would have to completely disagree with Jashub. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if E1B1A, there's no physical marker that you have that's old in that area. But if the science is correct that the first person that had sickle cell trait or the disease is from West Africa, because guess what they did? They have a haplotype for the sickle cell trait that you have, Brother Barine. So they trace the people going to Greece. They trace them going to Italy. They trace them going to Egypt. They trace them going to Iraq. This is West Africans moving, small portions of them sleeping with people and passing on the trait. So we know where you went based off your haplotype of sickle cell trait that you have. The first person that had it was E1B1A. So if E1B1A was already in West Africa, then now we can have an argument saying, hey, the tree shows that the people, or majority of the people, is in West and Central Africa, and they spread it out. That's why it gets less percentage as you go further and further away. You'll find like 2% of people with E1B1A in the Levant. You'll have some like 7% in North Africa.
The further spread, yes.
Right. The further you go is the less you have, showing that the people, it originated in West and Central Africa. Let's look at the genetic map. Let me hold on a second. Let me just sign in real quickly so everybody could see. I'm getting an error. I don't know why. Hold on 1 second. Let me take this off the screen. 20.
And look at the screen.
I'm L something, sis. I don't know exactly what I am, but I'm L something. All right, let me sign in. Let me see if this works. Because this is very important. People need to understand and don't run from DNA. Because the reason why Gorilla Hebrew and like Kataza from ISUPK is important, because these people teach a race doctrine based off the male. So if the male has the R mark and it leads back to Europe, like King James is RM269. So if King James is white, as far as going back to Europe, there's no doubt in my mind that King James was a European man. He goes back to the caves and hills in Europe, Caucasus Mountains, RM269. So if he goes back to that, then I know what he is. So this is what they teach, though. And this is why genetics, and I support Jashub 100% when he says this, genetics is what kills these racist One West guys.
Come on.
This is what kills them. All right, hold on. The view
But
here.
one thing I noticed, hey, you heard what he said, JT Mac. I see that when he started talking about these racist one West guy, it ain't just the one West guys that's doing some of this. This DNA is good. A few people need this medicine right here. They ain't gonna want it, but they need it.
Yeah.
Said we ain't got this problem, JT Mac, because that bird says through one blood have we created all men that dwell. Oh, good Leo here. I'm gonna leave you alone for a minute. I'm
all right, here we go. All right, so here we go. You got me on the screen?
On your phone, Garfield. What's good, Leo? I'll mute myself, y'all.
No problem.
All right, cool.
Step away from
all
me.
Right. Yeah, make it the whole screen, Barine, if you can, before you go.
What you want to do?
Just make it the full screen. You could take.
All right, you see Yolanda question?
Yeah, Garfield, repeat what you said about the Jewish group with the pure Israel blood. I'm gonna get to that in 1 second.
Okay.
They call the Jaba. The Jaba.
That's good.
No, I was saying take out. Just press the what you call it button. So my screen is on the whole screen, and you take me, you, and Leo off. You know how to do that?
No, that's up one of these hands.
Just press.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Now watch this, family. This is Garfield, right? This is my DNA. I'm 80. I said 81%. Forgive me. I'm not a liar. It's 87%. West African 80.6, Nigerian 60.5. I'm more Nigerian than Ghana. And by the way, this evolved based on how many samples that they have, because I was more Ghanaian than Nigerian when I first took the test. All right. So Nigerian, 50% of Nigerians that came to the Western world came through Jamaica. 1.2 million people came through Jamaica. All right. Senegambia, broadly West African, Congolese, and Mbundu peoples in Angola. All right. Now watch this. I got 12% European. Look at this now, ladies and gentlemen. Majority of African Americans and people in the West got 30% European. So there's no reason why R is not a factor in a lot of people. So you're going to have people who are European who have slept with African women and passed on their genetic marker on that you now have today. All right. So I have 12% European and I have 3.9% Ashkenazi Jew. I got 0.4%. I got even a little Spanish and Portuguese, a little Sephardic thing going on there. Broadly European unassigned. They tell me I got a connection with a Caribbean island, Jamaica. Because remember, when you're taking a test, you don't tell them. How do they know that? Because the marker that I have, the E1B1A, is connected to the same people that's in Jamaica. So they know I'm Jamaican. I didn't have to tell them that. Now, let me see if I could show you the what my Y is and all that stuff. All right, let me go back a little bit. My brother, if you want to come in and say something, you could say whatever you want to say in the meantime, Leo. All reports. Here we go. All reports. Okay. All right. So here it is, Sister Shari. L3E3B1, that's Garfield. And my E marker, because I know everybody want to see what I am EM263.2. What does that mean, Garfield? It means, and I'm going to click on it, you descend from a long line of men that can be traced back to Eastern Africa over almost 300,000 years. Your paternal group, your migration, your paternal line. So you see, I'm haplogroup A, which they call, the Yap Gang call Noah. Science is saying it goes back 275,000 years based on Perry, who had A00, by the way. So EM96, it breaks off to E1B. If y'all could see this right here, E1B1B. See the break off into the Levant and go up into Europe? EM96. So it breaks off into like North Africa, and then it breaks off into West Africa. Then that branched off into Southeast and South Africa. All right? Now, look at this now. 76,000 years ago, you guys not interested in these dates. You ain't got no interest. EM180 might interest you. Your paternal line stems from an EM180 branch of E, which dominates south of the Sahara. The haplogroup originated about 17,000 years ago. But it's still E, though. You see, the thing is, E has mutated. So E has turned, so there was DE. DE became E. And E became something else. It split off into E1B1B, then it split off into E1B1A. Then this now split off years later, thousands of years later, it becomes EM180. So I'm still a part of E branch, but I'm a different part of the downline branch of DNA. I hope people understand this. So from DE, because remember it's an alphabet. It starts with A. We all stem from A. But A mutated and became B. B became C. CT became D. And D became DE. And DE now becomes E. If I'm incorrect, somebody could just correct me in the audience. All right. So DE becomes E, and then E mutated to another marker, E1B1B and E1B1A. And you saw on the map how the direction went both different ways. One went to North Africa, the other one went to West Africa. This is E1B1A. And that's one of the reasons why I disagree with what you call it. Because if you look at one of the streams, you see it goes into the Levant, but it started in East Africa. It went into the Levant, part of E. So you're going to find E1B1 or E1B1B or E1B1A. You're going to find it in the Levant because the people moved. All right. Now watch this now. So now the migrant, it's a Garfield. EM180 is most common today among speakers of Bantu languages and those related to them. It reaches levels of up to 90% among the Mandinka and Yoruba of West Africa, where the migration began. Farther from their origin, EM180 reaches frequency of 50% of or higher of the Hutu, Sukumu, Herero, or the Xhosa. About 60% of African American men fall into this haplogroup primarily due to the Atlantic slave trade, which drew individuals from West Africa and Mozambique, where EM180 accounts for the majority of the men. So most of us are going to have this marker. Your paternal haplogroup EM263.2, which is another mutation from EM180 family. It's another downline of the marker. Your paternal haplogroup traces back to a man who lived approximately 10,000 years ago. That's nearly 400 generations. As researchers and citizen scientists discover more about your haplogroup, new details may be added. I am E263.2 today is relatively common among 23andMe men. 23andMe customers share your haplogroup assignment 1 in 600. You share an ancestral paternal lineage. I don't share DNA with him. I share an ancestral paternal lineage from way back in E with Pharaoh Ramesses III. We don't have the same marker, but we share on the E. We're on the E marker. We're on that line. So that's that. I just want people to get a better. I hope you got a better understanding of the Y marker. The MTDA marker now is the other marker that the sister asked me about. And Brother Leo, you could come in anytime you're ready.
So I had a quick question for you.
Go ahead, beloved.
Not to pivot too much, but I see Tail Ministries mentions this often. When it comes to autosomal DNA, they kind of prioritize that a lot. Can you kind of speak to what autosomal DNA is and kind of why they kind of reference that more than going deeper into this specifically?
All right. So now, if you look at the video that Brother Barine was showing about what the Yap Gang showed, right? What they showed was basically, hold on 1 second. Let me go to our reports. The first one that I showed, family, was the autosomal DNA where I mixed with Ashkenazi Jew, 12% European, all of that stuff. That is the one that shows all of them. All right, that shows all of them. What I just showed was my Y with the E and all that stuff. Now with the maternal, the what do you call it? The autosomal is the mixture of me having 87% sub-Saharan African, 12% European, and 3% Ashkenazi Jew mixed up in that.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So that's the autosomal. But you can have 95% sub-Saharan African and still be from a European male. Because remember, it's autosomal. And what happened is your great-grandfather could be a white man from Europe. But his Y marker, he sleeps with an African woman. And guess what? That jet black woman and have a son. That son has your marker, that R marker. So you're a European. And then that son who has the R marker sleeps with another black woman because he may have come out dark or a little lighter than dark people, and sleep with another African woman and have another son. And that son has the R marker because every time a man sleeps with a woman, the son is always going to have the genetic marker of the lineage of that man, that Y marker. So all the men. So this is the conundrum now with hold on, let me finish explaining the autosomal DNA. So what happened is, so you're sleeping with that man, and that man has the R marker. Then the grandson has the R marker. Then the son has the R marker, and then now you have the R marker. But all this time you've been sleeping with a woman with L3, African woman. So now your autosomal now gonna have. Remember, you have the father, and you have 50% of the father, 50% of the mother. So every time you go further and further, you are now carrying that genetic markers of what? Of that black woman. So now you might have 90% sub-Saharan African and 10% whatever. But the bottom line is you will have that sub-Saharan African in you, but your male descendant lineage comes from Europe. So people got to understand that Y marker, Y marker, Y marker. So now the conundrum with people who are trying to say they're bloodline Israelites, you're going to have to count on somebody having sex with the same cultural people at the same time and having a male child every single time coming down the line. That's practically impossible. I'm not saying it's not possible, because in Christ they say everything is possible. But logically thinking, you're saying that you used to be a part of a culture from 2,700 years ago, and every male had sex and every male had a male child. What if you had a female child? What if you had that female child had a female? What happens then? So now I remember the woman doesn't carry the Y marker. The woman only carries the mother's mtDNA. So now what happened? Where's your Israelite lineage at that point? You see, people got to start thinking. It's like the tribe of Manasseh with what's his name? Zelalaphat, or whatever his name is. He had 5 daughters. And you remember they had a meeting with Moses and said, how are we going to divvy up the land for Manasseh if the male lineage died? And he only had 5 daughters, and he had to get his part. They got the lineage. So what happened then with that lineage of Manasseh? If the 5 daughters is there and there's no male lineage passed down. So when we talk about coming down the line with males, we got to be careful with that, because you can't tell us that. People might say, well, we might fit the prophecy. I think what Jashub is doing is beyond prophecy right now. They're saying, hey, my hypothesis is that I'm a part of Israel based off my lineage with the E marker, and that the E marker is a part of the people that were a part of Israel. That is his hypothesis in 2 seconds. I'm saying that I don't see that. I'm going by what the experts say, which you saw on my map. So let's go to maternal. Did I answer your question, brother? I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, that was perfect. Thank you. I just wanted to get clarity on it. Thank you.
Now, this is my maternal right now. Sister Shari had asked, what is your maternal? She said, is it L3? Yes, it's L3. See, 180,000 years ago, and look at how it's split. They're saying it split and go into Arabia, went into the Levant area, went to West Africa, and went to South Africa. So now my L originally is down here in Southeast Africa, goes to L3, mutated to L3, and I'm going this way. So the L3 that I have is the one that mutated, went to this area right here in like Cameroon and split. One went to the west, furthermore in West Africa, one went to South Africa. So L3 around 65,000 years ago, then L3E, it mutated to L3 about 30,000 years later. And then from there, it says, okay, this migration eventually, much later her descendants spread southward with the eastern arm of a migration by Bantu-speaking people that began about 4,000 years ago in the vicinity of present-day Cameroon. This migration eventually reached most of sub-Saharan Africa, and today, L3E is most common in Central and Southeast Africa. It is also found among African Americans and about 1/3 of Brazilian whose maternal lineages trace back to Africa in the slave trading era, an indication that their ancestors may have originated in Angola rather than the more common slave trading center of the African West Coast. Your maternal haplogroup, and this is very interesting because when I did African ancestry, it traced me back to the tribe of the Mbundu people who is from Angola. So this is very interesting. Although that's the on the Y side. Your maternal haplogroup 2,500 years ago. So now this is like 500 BC. Traces back to a woman who lived approximately at that time. That's nearly 100 generations ago. And what happened between then and now? So I'm at L3E3B1, and I'm still L3E3B1 today. So, ladies and gentlemen, so now where was Garfield when he was L3E3B1? Was I rumbling around in Western Central Africa, or was I in the Levant? Was I in North Africa? Hey, you make up your mind and do what you do. 1 in 4,200 people have this. But this is I suggest everybody take a 23andMe and find out who you are. And another thing too that it does, it gives you like certain things that you might be susceptible to as far as diseases, whether it's diabetes, whether it's high blood pressure, whether it's different things. And another thing with 23andMe why I like them is they ask for your permission to put you in research and studies. If the FBI come, they got to let you know the FBI want to get your DNA. With family tree DNA, because I did over 9 DNA test family, do not take family tree DNA. I don't know who owns it, because they will give the feds and the police your DNA without even telling you. You don't want that type of thing going on. All right. But let me see if there's any questions that I need to answer, and we could go from there.
If y'all got any questions, just put them in the thing. I got the link pinned to the top. Go ahead, Leo. You want to say something whilst Garfield looking in the comment section?
Yeah, so I was going to actually ask, because I was in the process of looking to get my ancestry done through ancestry.com. So you do recommend 23andMe over that?
Yes, because ancestry.com does not give you your Y marker and your mtDNA marker. It only gives you it gives you the autosomal. All right.
Gotcha.
And as a matter of fact, since brother Irene is back, I'm gonna pull up ancestry.com so you could see my lineage, and it shows it. When you look at the ancestry, it's telling me pretty much the same thing. It's pretty much telling me the same thing that the other one telling me. You know, as far as where you're from and all those different things, different areas. It's the same Western Central Africa, but because 23andMe has more markers than the others, you know, it basically is going to show different areas. It says I'm 42% Nigerian. The other one says I'm 61%. So obviously I'm more Nigerian than anything else. But at the end of the day, they're pretty much telling me the same thing. I'm coming from Western Central Africa. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this DNA. See if I want to.
I see a lot of people saying, or a few saying, prophecy over DNA. I see people bringing that up.
Now, why would y'all, you heard what Leo just said, why would y'all say now prophecy over DNA? I'm surprised with Guerrilla Hebrew, because I know them camps and them brothers don't really deal with that, you know, with the white man science as they would call it. But why do y'all say that now, prophecy over DNA? Now, y'all can't just exclude the DNA altogether, because it seemed like it's shedding some light on 1948.
Marine, share this right here real quick. All right. If you look at that, hold on 1 second, brother.
What's good, brother Curtis? What's good with you?
This is now showing me again in Western Central Africa. Again, if you looked at Jewish peoples of Europe, look at what the 23andMe said. 23andMe said I was what? 4.9%, I think, or 3.9. And this is saying I'm 5%. Not too far off. Not too far off at all. But if you look at the markers again, I'm saying 42, 15, and 30, and 42, 72, and 82, almost the same exact amount as 23andMe. So this is saying I'm over 80% as far as the autosomal DNA. This is the admixture. But this is not going to tell me my Y, and it's not going to tell me my mtDNA. So that's what's wrong with this one. So that's why I suggest you take 23andMe. I did what's the one? My Heritage is, if you want to see, they have a lot of Levantine genetics markers for modern day people. And I took that one. My whole family from Jamaica is actually, I have over 3,000 people a group on My Heritage to show my roots and where I come from. Because I mean, I have Scottish in my background of how my mom came into Jamaica through 3 men from Scotland. They were all slave traders. The name Allison, that's my mother's maiden name. And one went to Philadelphia, one went to Cuba, and one went to Jamaica. We actually tracked that down, where we came from our mother's side, how he had sex, and the community where she's from in Manchester, how there's a bunch of people with the name Allison, Allison Funeral Home, Allison Restaurant, Allison this, Allison that. We all connected. And we traced over 3,000 people who are alive today through the genetic My Heritage. And we also have a map of my family tree going back to like the 1600s showing when the slave master came on and what he did at what time period and so forth. So, I mean, genealogy is a beautiful thing. Don't run from it, family. Don't run from it. All right. Yeah, so I don't see any questions.
That was your only question, Leo? Hold on. Of course, my phone ring.
I can ask one more. I think one other one will probably. Oh, I see somebody says, "Oh, they're talking about Garfield."
Yeah,
when it comes to the pure Israelite DNA, is there any markers connecting to the specific time periods of the Bible, and does anybody have those? And then I have a second question speaking to the Ethiopian Jew. I know a lot of people bring that up over there, saying they have connections to Ethiopian Jew. Can you kind of speak to what those markers are?
He first said, I'm sorry, he first said a pure Israelite. I want y'all to be listening to what being said. There is a pure Israelite DNA running around out here.
People saying
hey, Barry, share my screen.
Y'all gonna stop. Y'all gonna leave me alone.
Share my screen, and everybody's gonna do this.
All right. And do me a favor. Thank you, Tony. Do me a favor. Read Tony. I don't see your screen. Leo, read Tony in the super chat. Thank you, Tony.
No problem. Brian, keep up this good.
To bring that up, brother. You're fearless and never insecure because you know the truth. May the Lord bless you.
There you go. Thank you, Tony.
Hold on a second. Let me share this with the family. There is an article on Wikipedia called Genetic Studies on Jews. Listen, you don't have to be Jashub or Ngozi or Garfield or Orthodox Moor and try to dig deep into DNA. Read this article here. All you need to do is come here. What are the scientists saying in real life? What are they saying? And one of the things that I actually want everybody to pay attention to is that all these DNA markers, and I'm going to show you guys about the Gerba stuff that I talked about earlier. All right. Now it says paternal line Y marker. This is what every person who's a part of a One West camp cares about. We want to know what the Y markers are. But bear in mind, all these people here none of them are connected to you. The Yemenite or the Ethiopian Jews, I wouldn't even connect them to you. I wouldn't even dare connect them. They don't have the same markers that we have. They possibly might have a E1B1B, but what do African Americans have? We have E1B1A. If you notice, all the people that are on this list, according to science, doesn't connect with African Americans. That's the first thing that you need to think about. All right. So that means if what Jashub is saying is true, most of these scientists here would be in error, not for E1B1B, but for E1B1A. So Dante, as much as we disagree, he's E1B1B. So he's more. Let me not even say that on the ear. He's gonna cut this up and say, "Garfield told me I'm Israel." Let me not even say that. Let me leave that one alone. I'll pass on that conversation. But when you look at the Y markers of, say, the Ashkenazi Jew, because we're so racist, we can't see them as being actual Jews. When what happened, ladies and gentlemen, is that there are Jews in West Africa, in North Africa, in Central Africa trading. All they are four things. Remember what Garfield says, and nobody can prove me to be a liar. They are merchants, they are traders, they are sleeping with African women, creating a Luso African class, and they're also some of them are helping to finance the slave trade. That's all Jews did in Africa. You can't find them doing nothing else. If you find the Luanga Jews or the Jews in Congo, or you find Jews in Senegal or Senegambia, they're always segregated from the popular people around. They're not living amongst them, but they're living within their own culture, endogamous society. Now watch this. It says here, in Ashkenazi and Sephardi Jews, the most common paternal lineages generally are E1B1B, J2, and J1. That's primarily what's in all of them. They don't have no pure DNA like they're only J1, they're only J2, they're only E1B1B. This is their Y DNA, right? So if there are different lineages, it's saying that's open to what Jashub is saying, that it could be other markers, not just one. All right, but watch this now.
Did he freeze up?
Yeah, it seems like he went mute. I thought my stream messed up.
No, but it's not muted. Do me a favor, see if you can see any questions. Read some of that stuff in the comment if you can, Leo, whilst he's getting this technical.
Sure. I saw somebody's question. It was, let me scroll back up. There it is. Speaking to Garfield, who and where are is it Edomines with the same DNA as the chosen people? That's the Higgins question. Who are the Edomines, or Idumeans, with the same DNA as the chosen people? That should be a question. Yeah, there we go. Yes, they're asking about that. Also, and like one question, if Garfield does jump back on, something I'm gonna do research into is the connection between Ashkenazi Jew and the Ethiopian Jew. What is their connecting markers? Because I see that's always differentiated. What are the separate issues there, and kind of which is older, so to speak? I like to understand that a little bit more, because I see people try to prioritize, oh, I have Ethiopian Jew, so I'm Jewish. But if they got Ashkenazi Jew, they'll probably say they're not Jewish because they don't even believe those are the real people. So I'm just curious to see how they pick and choose specifics on which specific markers they want.
Okay, hold on a second. I might have to send him back this. Link. What's going on with you and your channel in the meantime?
It's going good. I got a few things. I just did not on my channel, I did on my Facebook page. I was talking about I don't know if you saw the comments TD Jakes had about like family and the man. I talked about it earlier today.
After 20 years of preaching woman down with the blues, unbelievable.
Yeah,
what did you come out with that? What you shared on that?
I think most stuff he was saying was good. I agree with how the households are pretty broken up now, and women are kind of placed into a more manly role, and femininity is kind of pushed out of society. And so women are out there striving for specific things, where as a man, we have, based on him, we haven't made up our end of the bargain, hasn't been strong in the homes and things like that, which I agree to a certain extent. But he feels the dynamics are off, and that's why society pushes women to be strong and independent, yet the household is lacking. So I do agree that there's some big dynamics coming around. But like you said,
what do you think
where's this coming from?
Racism? What do you put that on? What do you put that on?
I mean, I think there's a big thing. I mean, the feminist movement had a large role to play, and I connect that more to capitalism and some other things, because as we had one household income for generations, for a long period of time, they wanted to push industry and push more retail. So because of that, we needed two revenues. So they kind of pushed the feminist movement to the forefront, added welfare to where we can take care of your basic needs and you can go out there and get it pretty much. So we can have more households with revenue and incomes. So with that, it boosted our economy to crazy levels. If you've seen the growth in GDP from the 50s to the 60s, it's ridiculous. So I think that played a big role to break up the family. Correct. So yeah, I saw that, and I agree with Jakes on most of the stance. But I see one buzzword people are going to see now. My name is Leah Wilson on Facebook, by the way, and I just have a picture of me and my wife. But two big things I'm noticing now is
you using your private page for? He gonna learn. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good though. But one thing I'll say is
because your device is not connected. There it is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
There you go. I was gonna say one big thing I would say. People start looking out. Progressive Christianity is pushing a lot more, and libertarianism inside of Christianity is at the forefront. So that's why a lot of these people are questioning these things and saying, oh, women are equal, all these things like that. I might have my personal beliefs on that, but just be prepared for progressive Christianity is happening a lot more. But we can get back to the DNA stuff.
All right. What's good with you, Plumber? I don't know if you, you said you take the show on Friday, coming in the Shabbat off, right? Hold on, Governor. Come to the microphone, Plumber.
Shalom. Yeah, I'm still at work. I'm about to get off now, though. But I just got on. Shalom to you, Berean, and shalom to you, Garfield.
Peace and love, brother. Peace and love.
Yeah, I just wanted to get on because you asked that. You presented that same question the last time you was on about the 5 daughters. So I just wanted to clarify to you. I'm not saying that what you're saying is incorrect or it's not something to think about, because it is. But the truth of the matter is, in that specific case, I'm going to answer your question. The Bible says that 5 daughters went on to marry within the tribe of Manasseh, right? So they maintained their Israelite DNA, their children. They end up having children. They married within Israel, and they married specifically within the tribe of Manasseh. So that's just to answer your question, what happened with the 5 daughters. All right, so they didn't go outside and marry some other tribe somewhere else, some other people. They married within Israel and within their own tribe, actually. But
you think it's a pure Israelite bloodline out here?
Of course not. We scattered to the 4 corners.
Okay.
To the 4 corners, it's impossible. But I will say this, you know, I took my DNA and all that, and I've been on that for a little bit, and I've been listening to both sides of the argument, Teos and Yeshub and them's 49ers, Yacht Gangs. And Yacht Gang is right. With all the paperwork, the truth of the matter is, if you're going to stick with the Bible's narrative of the genealogies being passed down through the male, then you can't have three different types of paternal haplogroups. You can't have it. You can only have one. You know, you can't have. You can't have 3. You can't have E, J, G, and R. You can't have it. You know, but you can in this aspect. You know, you got things like adoption. You got things like Caleb. He was numbered amongst Israel. So I mean, you got those things. I don't doubt it. That's why there's so many different groups, not just from the scattering, but that's why there's so many different groups of people in different places that are claiming Jewish ancestry, because you know they took in people. You know what I mean? They took in people, and people took on that culture, and people did what was necessary to be considered. They entered into the congregation of Israel. And so, you know, I used to bang on that Israel only, you know, not for salvation, but you know what I mean? I used to bang on that too. But when you look at, when you examine the DNA, and I said this before on there, on your channel before, when I first did my DNA on 23andMe, and I'm going, you know, they show people that got my exact same haplogroup. I'm seeing people that look, they don't look, there's not a African or black feature on them. With my haplo, you know what I'm saying? Which is an African. I mean, you know, he just said it. E1B1A. That's
dominant. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. And so, and I will say this for the record. King James was not an Israelite. I don't, you know, especially if you had R, but I will say this, during his time, there were black folks in high positions in Europe, and he very well could have just been a black European.
Are those
I mean, he could have.
Barry, hold on one second. Plumber.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm gonna do, bro? I went to England and I went to all the secret departments that I heard my brother Daniela talk about, and I got primary sources of what this guy looked like. You'll never, the images I have, you'll never see them on YouTube or on Google. I have direct primary with the seal. I have the seal. You know that black seal that he has on everything that he signs? Trust me. As a matter of fact, after the show ends, I'll try to jump on and I'll show you a couple of them, just so you know.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he was black. I'm just saying we can't. If he was black and he had an R, he was a black European. There was black Europeans.
Yeah. I got what you said.
That was my point.
Rick Kittles is black. Rick Kittles is black.
That was my point.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
one thing I got to add on to what you said is with the Yap gang, they don't just say one genetic marker is Israel. They give like a few. So if you teach like the whole bloodline, like I'm just repeating what you're saying. So if you teach like your bloodline come down, because if you're 12 sons of Jacob, you're supposed to have the same Y marker. So this is what it is. Now, this is what it is. If you are one marker and all the 12 sons have the same marker, then they all should have the same marker today. That's the logics if you use genetics. to say, "Hey, I'm doing that." You understand
Yeah, I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
the beginning marker, but like you
I'm
said,
just
there's
repeating what you're
mutations.
saying. I'm just repeating what you're saying. That's all.
There's mutations that come. I know that. So yeah, I understand there's mutations that come, but E isn't going to mutate into R. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
E's not going to
You're on point.
mutate
You're
into
on point.
G.
Let me do
Yeah,
this real
that's
quick. Let me do this real quick for the family, brother. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you remember earlier I said about a people called the Jerba people, right? Now look at this right here. This is the Jewish community on the island. I'm gonna teach Brother Bereen something today, family, because he said, Garfield, you can't teach me nothing. So I'm gonna teach Brother Bereen something today. The Jewish community of the island of Djerba in Tunisia is of special interest. Now look at this now, family. We like to talk about oral tradition now. Tradition traces this community's origin back to the time of the destruction of Solomon's temple. Two studies have attempted to test this hypothesis first, one in 1993 and one in 2005. They also conclude that the Jews of Djerba's paternal gene pool is different from the Arabs and Berbers of the island. So if you know anything, you know in North Africa, you have Arabs and you definitely got Berbers before anybody. For the first 77.5% of samples tested are haplotype V8 or 8, V3, probably similar to the J haplogroup. The second shows that, look at this now, 100% of the samples are of haplogroup J. The second suggests that it is unlikely that the majority of this community comes from an ancient colonization of the island, while for Lakat, meaning that it wasn't the Carthaginians or the Phoenicians coming in and then they mixed with them and all that stuff. It wasn't that. So island, while for Lakat, it is unclear whether this high frequency is really an ancient relationship. These studies therefore suggest that the paternal lineage of North African Jews comes predominantly from the Middle East, with a minority contribution of African lineages, probably Berbers. Hey, all I'm saying is look into these people, the Djerba people. They lived off the island of Tunisia. Check it out. This is where Jews ran off to during the time of the Roman period. You know, they ran off to there or whatever. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show. And then pretty much just tell everybody what autosomal is. We know what that is. We know that Y is. And by the way, the latest studies on the Lemba, not the latest, but the studies is saying that they're not connected to the people in the Levant. They're connected more to Arabs. That's what the latest study says when they did it over. And the marker that they're using, the Lemba, and that's been out since 2006, by the way. That's been out since 2006. Because remember when our friend Tudor Parfit, he went there and told him he's the one that pushed that. That's why in the debate I told Gorilla Hebrew, you can't disrespect Tudor Parfit, because if it wasn't for Tudor Parfit, there wouldn't have been all these blacks in Africa trying to claim that they're part of Israel. He's the main guy behind it. You can't disrespect him. And even though he might know the truth, he'll still tell you that you're Israel.
And then, a few of them professors, when they on that level, they don't want to disrespect. If you want to be a claim of Israel, yes.
He went to New Zealand and he know them people that was no damn Jews. Well, he told them, hey man, y'all Israel.
It's not politically correct to, you know,
exactly.
We going around here doing that's not the real thing.
Exactly. So if people want to read this is from November 1996, where they talked about the Jews, where they were Jews and all that stuff, and they connected to the Levant. Then they had another study that came out and said that basically it expanded because they didn't have enough markers. So it expanded. And if you go to the South African Medical Journal, which is a black journal, by the way, they studied the Y chromosomes. They said basically, while it was not possible to trace unequivocally the origins of the non-African Y chromosomes in the Lemba and Remba, this study does not support the earlier claims of their Jewish genetic heritage. The researcher suggested a stronger link with Middle Eastern populations, probably the result of trade activity in the Indian Ocean. So they changed that. That's 2013. So that changed from 1999, 2013. They have something called Lemba Revisited. So all the people running around say, I'm Lemba. No, the Lemba is not connected to the Levant region of where Jews would be or Israelites would be. They are connected more to Arabs. And guess what? It has to do with trade when the Arabs used to go to that area and trade back and forth. Of course, sleeping with African women, producing African men who have the markers of the people from the Levant. That's all that was. So that's for the people who love to talk about the Lemba. All right. But I'm pretty much done, man. If you have any questions, I got to get ready about next 10 minutes. I got to get out of here. And if there's any questions or if anybody want to see my DNA again, let's do what we got to do. But the Lemba that they tested, half of them have E and half of them have J. So which one would be? And then you start thinking about the way how Yashub thinks, and you start thinking to yourself, are you saying bloodline from 2,700 years ago? Which seems kind of impossible.
Read the screen, bro.
Garfield doesn't even believe Moses existed or anyone in the Old Testament and is a claimed pantheist, but y'all will lay with any dog that fights against Israelites. I'm not fighting against any Israelites.
See that now. See that now. Just as
I know who that is. That's my man. That's my man. What's his name? Yara. Elder Yara. That's Elder Yara. We going back and forth.
Why would you say Berea won't let you on? This is what I'm talking about. You lying Israelites. You black liars. That's what I'm talking about. You wasn't on this platform the other day and we was chopping it up for hours unless I got you confused with somebody else. He wasn't on the other day.
That's him. That's him, Berea.
So why would he say that? Why would you say now I'm going to block you? You wasn't on here the other day with us for 2 hours straight. When I said I was tired and we still stayed on and we still let you rock out. Come on, man. You are funny. You're funny to me. Go ahead. Anybody else want to say something? I'm muting myself. I ain't gonna even block them, but these dudes are just, they can't, it's a spirit, or they different. They different. That's sort of something, I don't know what it is. Go ahead, Plumber.
Yeah, I just want to say, hey, thanks for, I just wanted to come on. And I only came on because I heard Garfield mention that argument with the five Israelites. Yeah. So I wanted to give him the answer. If he just kept reading in the chapter, he found out that they married into Israel and into their own tribe. Okay. Yeah. So, that's really why I came on for. I do want to say, I agree with Genesis 49ers. I agree with the Yap gang. We need to get off the racist doctrine. We need to get off the simpleness, because it's really simple at the end of the day. It's really simple. I mean, it shows how simple-minded people are. You know what I mean? And that's why there's all these doubts. Look, my goal is never to. I'm not here to gang bang for Israel or gang bang for the Christians. I'm here to gang bang for the Most High. And if I'm going to tell all y'all Israelites and Christians, y'all need to get off of that and get over here on these laws, statutes, and commandments in the name of Yahuwah HaMashiach.
I knew he was going to bang on somebody. Let me get your mind right. Oh, he knew I was going to get him out anyway. He ran out before I could get him out. He ran out before I could get him out, y'all. He said, I'm out of here before I could get him out of here. He know he was going to do that. Now, hey, yo, Elder, you see how I'm bringing you on? Now I'm got to tell the truth. I feel some way about you. The mere fact you made that statement and you rocked for an hour and a half when I was sleepy, I feel some way about you. But Berean, he said, he done left. All right, good. He done left. Elder Mike, I don't even want to say it. You already heard Plumber. We already know. Plumber, the Judaizer that you got to love. We already know. He's saying he going to check in the comment section, but this ain't Judaizing. Go ahead. You see anything else you want to answer? You see anything else you want to answer, Garfield, before you jump off? Or Leo, you see anything else in the comment section?
I see somebody. I would say
specifically for Garfield before he got it. Before he could go ahead.
Yeah, one specific question. When it comes to, I was going to ask you, would you do a debate with anybody in regards to the DNA in terms of like Teo and them? Would you do a debate with them? A formal debate? Yeah, would you?
No, well, not really. I mean, we can, but I mean, I would probably let Ngozi or somebody else do it, because they're more specialized. But I mean, I could probably debate Teo. I could debate anybody on DNA actually, because it's not that difficult to understand. Right. But set it up. If it's worth my while, I'll do it. It's not a problem.
He was just asking.
I was curious.
He was just asking.
Yeah, I'll set it up. I'm here. Set it up.
Go ahead, Elder Garfield. You got a couple of minutes.
Brother Berean, how you doing today?
I don't talk to me, man. Just go ahead and talk. I'm muting myself.
Brother Garfield.
What's up, Yara?
What's going on, man? Let's talk about the Lemba real quick, right?
All right.
So you just said that they both have either J marker or
and the E marker, yeah.
Right. Where would the J come from? How would they have the J marker?
They're basically saying that it's through trade. I don't know if you saw this guy.
No. I'm not talking about trade. I'm talking about physically, genetically. How would they have the J marker?
From Arabs. The J that they have is not the if you don't you don't hold to the CMH model, right? By the scientists. Do you hold to the CMH model that they have?
What I'm asking you is this: when I understand the CMH model, so don't hold there. Why? What I'm asking is,
you're saying that how they got the J marker? They got it from Arabs.
They got it from Arabs.
Yeah.
So did the Ashkenazi Jews or the Kohen that actually also carry the J marker? Did they also get it from Arabs?
No. What happened is you could tell by the particular. If you look at the test, right? Hold on. Let me bring this up real quickly. If you look at the test that they gave them. If you read the article, you'll see that the Y chromosome, what happened is they expanded it. They didn't have, in 1996, when they took their DNA originally, they upgraded, they evolved as far as markers of the amount that they have, how they could test and all that stuff. So when they retested that same sample that they had, they noticed that they weren't involved in the same. It's like me and you take a test, right? And you have ABC in it, and you have 1, 2, 3. If it has ABC and 1, 2, 3 in it, based off the 8 markers that you have that they could test it with. Now they have over 180 markers. Now you're not even in the ABC 1, 2, 3 anymore. You're just pretty much just ABC alone. But because what happened is they have more samples. So that's why the Lemba fell out of that bracket where they were originally.
Well, actually, you have to show us that, because the last test that they did, I believe, was like maybe 2002. I think actually To the Prophet actually referenced it. They have not changed that.
Bro, I have the article right here in front of me right now.
Show us the evidence that, and then show us the Ashkenazi Jews today that carry the J marker, that theirs is significantly different by any snippet from what you're going to show us right now. Give us a contrast and comparison of what you're saying that proves it.
Okay. All right. So let me just read this for you real carefully. Although 24 individuals, 10 Lemba and 14 South African Jews were identified as having the original CMH, which is the 6 STR, short-term range markers, only one South African Jew harbored the extended CMH. The conclusions: while it was not possible to trace unequivocally the origins of the non-African Y chromosomes in the Lemba and Remba, this study does not support the earlier claims of their Jewish genetic heritage. Meaning, basically, as I said, hold on a second, let me see if I could actually put it on the screen with the old results and how they tested and all that stuff. I don't think I could bring that up right now. But what I'll say is this. This is from 2013. You're talking about, hold on a second. You're talking about something from 1996 to 1999 when they originally did it.
No,
what I am saying is, hold on. The 2013.
I don't see a screen up, brother. I got to walk away, but I don't see a screen up. I'm not sure if you want to.
Let me put it up. Hold on. What happened is anybody could just Google this. The Lemba Revisited. And what happened is, this is from October 2013, and this is from Himla Sadal, right? And this is from the South African Medical Journal, the peer review. It was a peer-reviewed medical article from South Africa. All right. So what they're saying is they're talking about the previous historical, anthropological, and genetic data provided overwhelming support for the Semitic origins of the Lemba, a Bantu-speaking people in South Africa. The objective is to revisit the question concerning genetic affinity between the Lemba and Jews. Methods: Y chromosome variation was examined in 2 Lemba groups, one from South Africa, and for the first time a group from Zimbabwe, the Remba, to re-evaluate the previously reported Jewish link. The results: a sample of 261 males, 76 Lemba, 54 Remba, 43 Venda, and 88 South African Jews was initially analyzed for 16 biallelic and 6 short tandem repeats, STRs, that resulted in the resolution of 102 STR haplotypes distributed across 13 haplogroups. The non-African component in the Lemba and Remba was estimated to be 73% and 79% respectively. In addition, a subset of 91 individuals, 35 Lemba, 24 Remba, 32 South African Jews with haplogroup J were resolved further using 6 additional biallelic markers and 12 STR to screen for the extended Cohen model haplotype, CMH. Although 24 individuals, 10 Lemba and 14 South African Jews were identified as having the original CMH, 6 STRs, only 1 South African Jew harbored the extended CMH. Conclusions: while it was not possible to trace unequivocally the origins of the non-African Y chromosomes in the Lemba and Remba, this study does not support the earlier claims of their Jewish genetic heritage. So this is an updated research based on the previous research. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody right now. Don't take my word for it. All you got to do is Google it, get the original article, which is right here, so you could break down the science. So before anybody says, Garfield, you're wrong or right or whatever, I'm telling you what the scientists have said.
Right. So Garfield, I'm going to tell you why how you're postulating this is completely incorrect, right? Because I asked you to do something specific, right?
Why you laughing?
Because I'm going to ask. He never did what I asked him to do, which he never does. He does what he does. He sidesteps. Now watch this.
You win, bro. You know.
Hold on. Watch this.
You was in the lab. You was in the lab, bro.
What I'm asking you is to show us the original CMH haplogroup type and show us the differences in what we see now with the Lemba.
Okay. All right.
That's what I asked you.
No,
what you've never done.
No. I can't do that right now. There's no way I could do that because for one, I don't have the original article. But this research is based off the original one. So this person had that. I don't have to have it. I'm not the scientist in the lab.
You do have to have it if you're postulated. Hold on, Garfield. Hold on, real quick, Garfield. Hold on.
Stop for a minute.
What is the very last statement in this article says? It says they can't determine that.
No.
So why would you come on here? Can I read the article? Can I read it?
While it was not,
I'm going to read the same thing you're reading.
No. It says while it was not possible to trace unequivocally.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Garfield?
Hold on. The origins of the non-African Y chromosomes in the Lemba and Remba. This study does not support the earlier claims of their Jewish genetic history. That means they know it's not from the Jewish genetic heritage.
That's not what that's saying.
Yes, that's what it says. It does not support the earlier claims.
That's not what it says. Hold on, Garfield. Hold on, Garfield. We don't have to go there.
Get your ego out.
We don't have to go there, Garfield. We don't have to go there, Garfield.
I'm sorry. What you said? Hold on. That's why I remember why. Now I remember why I don't like Elder. He wouldn't just go talk to people. Good. What you saying? I just hear y'all over there holler. I'm trying to. What happened, Garfield? What y'all saying?
Look at this. The conclusions of the research. What happened is they have only one South African Jew in the whole research that ended up having the Jewish genetic heritage, right? Only one. But look at what the conclusion says. While it was not possible to trace unequivocally, meaning that they don't know for 100% surety what the origins of the non-African Y chromosomes in the Lemba and Remba, this study does not support the earlier claims of their Jewish genetic heritage. It's basically saying it claimed originally they were originally a part of the Jewish genetic heritage. They can't say where the chromosome come from, but they know for a fact it's not part of the Jewish genetic heritage. That's all it's saying. Now they have other scholars that are coming in, scientists, that say that this is how they date it, because based off to the time period of when they see this in the genetic makeup of these Lemba people, they said it could have been when they had the trade, the Indian Ocean trade, which was around 9th century AD or 11th century AD and all that stuff. That's in the wider report. All I'm doing is giving you what's called the abstract from Himla Sadial, who is the actual scientist.
He just reading the abstract. That's just the summarizing from the top. Do me a favor. Hold on for a minute, Garfield. Moore wanted to hit on that Lemba thing for a minute. Something bothered him about that. Must be bothering him about that. Go ahead, Moore. I'm going
a couple of things. Like, so
that's what you said, right? That's what someone was bothering you about that?
Yeah. So I just want to clarify something about the Lemba, what he was saying about that paper with us. So this is, if you go to Sister E's channel, this is actually one of the things I actually debated Kevin G on, was this exact paper, this exact topic about the extended Cohen modal haplotype. So there's a difference between the Cohen modal haplotypes, which there's 21 of them, and the extended Cohen modal haplotype, right? So the extended Cohen modal haplotype, they do just based upon JP58, correct? So if you go like just what he just read there, that when there was 10 Lemba, that had the original Cohen model haplotype, and there was 14 South African Jews that also had it. But when they retested them all with this extended Cohen model haplotype, only one out of all of them still had the JP58, right? So that meant that 99.9% of the South African Jews and 100% of the Lemba Jews all got genetically annihilated from being Jews based upon the extended Cohen model haplotype. So if you extrapolate that to all other Jews, it's a genetic annihilation on all of them. That's why nobody uses the extended Cohen model haplotype. All of the genetic companies, like the DNA companies, they use the Cohen model haplotype, right? Which is not the extended Cohen model haplotype. I just wanted to clear that up for everyone. So they're not the same. This study is not saying that the Lemba aren't Jews based upon the genetics. It says if you use the extended Cohen model haplotype as the basis, they're not. But if you use that same extended Cohen model haplotype, 99% of all other Jews are also not Jews. Hence, no one uses it.
Good point. Now that's a sensible argument. But why do you think more that they use the extended one?
They don't use the extended. So again, that's what I'm saying to you. They don't, because it'd be a genetic annihilation of all other Jews. Because just like you read here, it was 10 Lemba, 14 South African Jews. And again, it was only one of them. Only one out of all of them that got tested that you're talking about had that extended Cohen model haplotype. That was a new thing they came up with this study, and they were seeing how does it work when you test it out on certain people, right? And they used the Lemba and they used the South African people as a control group.
Well, why would hold on a second. So so there's one South African Jew out of the 10 that still had it.
14.
No, I'm saying one out of the original. Hold on a second. So you have
14. It's right there. 10 Lemba, 14 South Africa.
Right.
It's right that.
So there's one person. There's one South African Jew that actually had it. So it didn't wipe them all out then.
Right. That's what I said. 99.99%. Right.
Interesting.
So 13 out of 14 don't have it. What's the percentages on that, Garfield?
That's less than one. That's about 1%. Less than 1%.
Yeah. Hence, no one uses the extended Cohen model haplotype. That's why all genetic companies use the Cohen model haplotypes. When they say you're a Jew, blah blah blah, they use the extended Cohen. And again, there's 21 of they start with the J, but again, the Cohen model haplotype stuff. It's all based upon the Jews that say that they're Cohens, and then they test their Y DNA, right? So right now it's a 21 haplotypes, right? If you actually use the Lemba, and if you go further in the study, you just got the abstract. This isn't the full study, but if you actually go into the full study, it shows that the Lemba have like 14 different haplogroups amongst the Buba clan, including E1B1A. They have 3 different E's. They have E1B1B, EM40, and EM2. So if you actually include all of the haplotypes, there's 32 or 33 different Cohen model haplotypes.
Do me a favor, more reader screen for you. Just help Sadansi out.
Where are they getting the original Jewish DNA? Like, did they get it from corpses in Israeli caves? No. Again, so what they did, family, is it's all based upon assumption, based upon the people that they assume to be Levites of all different types of Jewry, right? Originally started with like Germanic Jewry, but again, it expanded to all of them, which is why they have now the 21 different Cohen model haplotypes. It's just the people that they said were priests. They got their Y DNA and said this is the best shot to figure out who's going to be the Jews if we're going to go by the priest or whatnot, right? And so they got the original Cohen model haplotype of the J being like the most common one that they could find amongst the Jews in Europe, etc. whatnot. However, but this is what I'm saying, like if you keep using that Cohen model haplotype model, you have to keep expanding it to include all the different priestly classes that you find. So if the Lemba are also Jews, you have to include all the different haplogroups from their priestly class, which also includes the E1B1A, etc. That's why I say this stuff is really important to actually slow down and sift through. All right, no, it's not a lie. It's an assumption. It's an assumption. It's not a lie. It's an assumption.
Hey, Brian, I got a quick question.
It's basically how they get the DNA for these people. Basically, they look at the oral traditions of people around the world and look at their traditions and their histories. Like if you have the Moroccan Jews and say you have the Maghrebi Jews, you have all these different Jewish people, and they basically tested them. Anybody who had a community, like the Algerian community, the Tunisian Jews, the Djerba Jews, all these people, all of them just happen to have the J marker. So that's pretty much what they do. But with what Moore just said, I'll definitely look more into that and see where they're coming from with that. Because one person ended up with it. I mean, who knows? Who knows? They might be right either way, but it is what it is.
Asha Higgins has a question for, I think, either Moore or Garfield. They say how. The question is, who and where are the descendants of Edom, the brothers of Jacob, with the same DNA? Can any of you speak to that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you go check out Dana Marnichi's channel, Dana Marnichi Reynolds, I believe it's Mount Meru Music and something else. I'll post the videos up on my channel and share the videos and whatnot. She did a 4 part series about the current descendants of Esau being in Southern Arabia and East Africa. So yeah, looking as melanated as you, me, Garfield, Bryn, all that.
Say that again. Oh, you're talking about what's her name? That lady. Okay.
Yeah, from Golden Age of the Moors, she wrote another book, etc. That's about the Arabian origin of the Bible, etc. Yeah, no, she's got some very interesting work, and she's very cutting edge with her stuff.
Okay,
you know what she is.
No, Elder wanted to say something before Garfield get out of here. Before y'all get out of here, you wanted to say something to him?
Oh no, I'm good with Garfield. Me and Garfield been talking for 2 days straight. But Berean, I'm hurt, man. You don't like me, bro?
No, not really. But I'm trying to see if you will grow on me. But I don't know. Don't look like it's working.
I'll grow on you, but it ain't gonna feel good.
It's okay. God is, God will deal with my heart. I ain't perfect.
I got to get you off that idol worship, though. We be all right.
Come back in 2 hours when I deal with that paganism. Matter of fact, go get your mind right. Come back later on. Let me get rid of him. All right. I don't want to run. I don't want this to run straight into that other one from later on. Tell them whatever you got going on. You got anything coming up, Garfield?
Yeah, we got the debate Saturday between Pastor Bennett and brother Chris from Team Osiris. Yeah, talking about his Christianity, the white man's religion. I got a presentation on Sunday. It's about actually a review of Captain Katazar from ISUPK, his presentation on the 12 tribes. I'm going to actually address that. And we got some more stuff coming up, but I'll definitely let you know.
Okay, thank you, man. Appreciate having you on.
Can I ask Garfield a quick question before we both go?
Yes, sir.
I am.
An if question. Just an if question.
You know that's what he was getting ready to ask you, Garfield.
I am R. And what? I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Bro, I seen your DNA, bro. I know like your EU something like EM290. Yeah, anyway, 293, something like that. Anyway, like so if like air quotes, if I'm correct about how they get the Cohen modal haplotype, about how they extract it they get it from the different people, saying they're Cohens, etc. And they got 21 different ones based upon the different YDNAs of the different lineages of the different Cohens and whatnot. Do you think it's fair that they should also include the different haplotypes of the Lemba to that list?
No.
Why would that? Why not?
No, because you see, the problem is this is the problem that a lot of people run into, right? I'm with y'all if he's Israelite. I'm with y'all, but the issue is when you look at the genetic markers that we find in the Levant, going back to the 37 to the 600 BC, you don't find a predominant E marker there. I know a lot of people say, well, the J came in and they pushed out the E, but if those are the people that they find in the Levant during the time when the Israelites lived there, then I would generally think, which is what most scientists think, that those people who lived in the Levant more than likely had the J marker and not the E1B1B.
Okay, let me clarify.
If they did have E1B1B, but if they test the Lemba, the issue that I have with the Lemba now is that where did that J marker enter into that line, that down line? Is it past 9th century AD? If it's past 9th century AD and it goes all the way back, then we have an argument because they could tell when it actually entered into the
right.
The question, and that's why. Hold on. When I had Tudor Parfit on, I said to him, well, there's other people that said that the Lemba though, because he wants to push this whole that they have the thing there, the Ark of the Covenant, and then I interrupted and I said other people don't say that, and then I brought the guy on 2 weeks later who lives in Zimbabwe, and he started explaining how the Arabs, they have a history of the Arabs, the oral tradition of the Arabs coming in and sleeping with the women around the 9th century, around that time when the Arabs were big time. So that's why I'm more leaning towards that side not because I hate the Israelites or I don't want them to be Israel, but the fact of the matter is, if we could tell when that J came in, it ends the conversation. But I'll definitely look into it.
Right. Hold on. The question wasn't about the J. Like, so you and I both agree. We've talked about this before. Like, we agree that if you're going to claim descendancy from the Lemba, that you should have a haplogroup that lines up with them. Correct.
Right. So you're saying that the E should be included because in the studies, some Lembas have E and some have J. So you're saying that overall they should include them.
I'm saying all their Y DNAs from the Buba clan. Like, so if they have 14 different ones, like from again, they got all kind. They got like 4 or 5 different J's. They got 3 different E's. They got T. They even got F. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they got so many different haplogroups. It's crazy. Showing a mixed like the conversion and mixed multitude concept, like you keep talking about, right? And so based upon that, like, so they even have like, in the current list of Koimoto haplotypes, E1B1B, like the EM35 is already there, right? And so like for instance, the Lemba have EM35 and they also have J. Wherever you see like the Jewish populations, like you see like E and J, sometimes R, etc. But at least you always see E and J, right? The E1B1B and the J somewhere, right? So they have that plus the other stuff that goes along with it, right? What I'm saying is, so twofold. Like, so if you're going to be fair about the Koimoto haplotype and how you expand the system, if the Lemba are Jews, if they are air quote Jews, wouldn't it be fair to also extend the Koimoto haplotypes to include all their 14 different haplogroups, including the T, including the other J's, including the EM40, including the E1B1B, but at the same point in time, if you're American, right, trying to claim that your descendancy, you have a descendancy from the Lemba, like, so their E1B1B is particular, right? So you understand, like East Africa, Central Africa, West Africa, they have different E1B1As, excuse me. They're particular. Even Ethiopia, so like they have a specific E1B1A to Ethiopia that no other people have. It's just Ethiopians, right? So if you're going to claim descendancy from the Lemba, you're going to have to claim descendancy paternally from one of those E1B1As that they have, right? Or like EM40 or they might have like the E1B1B that Dante has, right? So this is the thing about the test that you were talking about. It was like there was a 6 STR test and a 12 STR test or whatnot. If you go higher on the STR count, you'll be able to, like you're talking about, one of the best people to go to is 23andMe. They have a really strict high STR count. And so like when Dante took that test, he was found out to be a subclade of EM35, right? So they didn't do a specific enough test to find out what clade of E1B1B the Lemba actually have. So he can't. We're still like in a gray area on that one, right? But we can get even more particular with the E1B1A, right? Like, because again, there's more than one type of E1B1A. There's a bunch of them. Like, so if you don't have the one that the Lemba have, you can't really claim the direct descendancy from that. Would you agree with that as well?
Very good point. That's a very good point. And please tell Sister E when you speak to her that they're testing only the men with the Lemba. That's only the men, not the woman, because she says she's Lemba, as if that would say, hey, she's Jewish or whatever. But just remember that it was the men that they tested. They never tested the woman. That's very important. But let me ask you one question before I leave.
I'm going to put both.
Oh, you didn't. Hold on. You didn't
get together. Go ahead.
You didn't say it was going to be fair.
I'll get back to
you. Fair. Hold on. You didn't say it was going to be fair to expand the Koimoto haplogroup list to include the Lemba. You weren't clear on
that. Nah. I wouldn't.
Okay, I got you. You're saying no. Go ahead. Ask your question. Go ahead. You don't support that.
Let me ask you this: If Esau and Jacob were twins, wouldn't Esau and Jacob have the same Y DNA marker if they have the same mother and father?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So that's for the crazy.
So this is where, like, if you're looking at an ancient population, this is where the women become really important because they would have different mitochondrial, like, so their descendants would have different mitochondrial DNA, right? Like, so the Edomites, like Esau intermarries with Ishmael's daughter and whatnot, right? So Ishmael got married off to an Egyptian woman and whatnot, right? So the Edomites would have like their like in a base population, the first set would have the same the male DNA as the Israelites, but they would have Egyptian mitochondrial DNA as the base, right? Whereas in Sarah,
you're saying from Esau, you're saying that Esau and Jacob would have the same Y and MT DNA marker because they had the same mother and father,
but their children would have
the children going down the line would change because of the mother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got you. Anyway,
and this is what I think a lot of the women get out of the DNA conversation.
Hold on. Orthodox. Hey, Brother Bereen, thanks for having me on. Leo, peace and love. Orthodox, more one love to you. And
you got
Elder Yara with your crazy self. Peace and love.
Shout out to Yara, man. That's my thing.
Right, no, I'm done with him. I'm done with him. All right, man. All right, peace, brothers. All right.
Peace,
you want to You want to say, you want to share anything before we get out of here, man? What are your thoughts on all of this? What are your thoughts on everything here? I don't know how long you were on. I'm not sure.
I was on for the whole show.
Okay. So what's your thoughts? Sum it all up for us. Go ahead.
I'll say the biggest thing is with the back and forth going with Genesis 49ers and Sista E and everything. I think I understand the perspectives of both. I just think the way we solve all this is get on a debate the subject matter, 2 minutes each, 3 rounds, whatever you want to do it. Talk about it, do your live afterwards, but just debate the information and let it go. But after that, I think we keep talking about DNA, but it's going to keep being this circular thing to where it's going to be prophecy over DNA. So regardless of what somebody shows you, they're going to say it's about the curses. I saw somebody mention
hopefully everybody in here will ride with DNA science is important, and we can't play. Some people may be offended saying, y'all trying to weave in and out and use some of it, and then where you don't agree with it, discredit people and all of that stuff. But hopefully everybody's going to agree that the prophecy, that the word is above everything.
For sure.
Hopefully it's just how we interpret it, how we understand that Deuteronomy 28 and all of this other stuff. But go ahead.
Sure. I just say I see somebody mention Titus 3 and 9 in
yes,
relation to Gina. Yeah, so they're bringing that up often. But I also say too, you see in Titus 3 and 9, it talks about strivings about the law, but we don't want to talk about that. But another thing is just let's just keep it civil. I know there's a lot of disagreements and emotion behind it. I think the only way we fix this is debate the information on one platform, get it all out during the debate, let it go. That's the only way I feel it's going to be resolved, and leave it alone, because you could just reference the debate. And from there, let's move back to doctrine. I think that's our biggest differences and issues right now. And what you'll talk about later, Berean, like you said, is going into the paganism, things like that. That might alleviate some things too. And then the deeper we get into science, Berean, the deeper we go into this, they're going to start connecting back to some pagan belief systems, some occult rituals, and some cult leaders that influence a lot of early scientists. We don't want to get to that. So once Berean, you breaking it down, and I'm actually seeing the levels to this, to where we have to have this information and know it, but also know a lot about the background and what's happening too. So it's a very layered thing. So I'm looking forward to later.
All right, brother. Glad to have you on. All right, y'all. Listen, I may be beefing sometime, and we back and forth. But I try to love everybody. I got a lot of other stuff going on, and I can't discount my past and all that. I know 2 Corinthians 5:17, if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. Old things are passed away, and behold, all things are come new. So y'all just pray for me, man. I really want the truth. A lot of people, they want to get out of here, and if you don't agree with them, automatically you're an agent. But when it comes to religion, and then when it comes to stuff like this, it's really difficult to bring some folk together, just dialogue, and just walk away and say, like, I know we're not going to come to, we're not going to all leave here on the same side. But we at least got a fair platform where we can try to share this information, hash some things out, and let those other people that are in the middle, let them, pray about it, get the information, and get it based on truth and all of the information being laid out, and they can move forward from there. And we pray the Most High God lead us in everything we do. All right, we'll chop it up later on. We're going to deal with paganism. Of course, I'm going to play some of them videos. IURC, the pastor, and, some of my church folk are upset. Pastor had some sausages on there, and then they were talking about paganism, and he said he had a class on paganism, and we were prepared for them. Then they turn around and they showing him in a whole Santa Claus outfit with a Christmas tree in the church. How are we going to work all these things out? So we're going to discuss some of that stuff later on, and hopefully people are not upset. They're going to hear some stuff about, with me saying some stuff about the pastor in the church and some things that I feel could be addressed better. We can't fool these people and try to act like we blowing shots and this and that. And sometimes a lot of people, I've seen it before. I've seen people get their behinds whipped in a fight and walk away thinking they really won. In their mind, they thought they really won. So we got to be careful with some of this, and we're going to discuss all of that later on. Listen, I love everybody. I don't want to spend no time talking about people and threatening people and all of that stuff. And I just want to walk in the love of God, and hopefully we can get this truth. All right, God bless. We'll talk to y'all later on. God bless.